No one wants to leave behind stress for their family. That's why a trust or a will is so important. Without one, your assets might go to the wrong people or leave out loved ones. Also, probate is long, expensive, and often avoidable with a revocable trust. Trustandwill.com makes it simple to create a personalized estate plan. A trust or will provides clarity and peace of mind. Get 20% off on your estate plan documents by visiting trustandwill.com/radio.
It's here, the largest vacation sale in the nation. Fox World Travel's exclusive July sale is back. Score unbeatable deals at all-inclusive resorts with Apple Vacations to Mexico and the Caribbean with non-stop flights. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention you heard it on WTMJ. Book now and secure your spot with just a deposit. The sale ends July 25th. Don't miss out.
Fabulous Farm Babe Pam Yankee here, reminding you, listen to the Midwest Farm Report on WTMJ.com or anywhere you download your podcasts. Brought to you by Tyson's Home Farm Auto with locations in Jefferson and soon in Ripon. Visit THEISENS.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's best eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Forget all that chatter in Washington. Let's hear Milwaukee make some noise.
Backhanded by Vaughn. Runs to the bag, and Mizorowski gets out of it in the sixth.
It's the Brewers hosting the Nationals.
American Family Field on their feet and in approval.
Our Brewers game day coverage starts tonight at 6 with Brewers warm-up on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Six o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News for Friday, July 11th. Our top story, laying to rest a fallen officer.
I'm Erik Bilstad, nearly 1 year since a near assassination.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and at this point, we are looking pretty good, but the roads are wet. And the last time we had wet roads, we started having accidents pretty much everywhere. So please make sure your headlights are on and take it easy. Make sure you got enough braking distance. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today, partly cloudy skies, warm and humid. Thunderstorms likely this afternoon, high of 83. Chance of showers and storms continuing tonight with a low down to 70. Right now it's 67. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Southeast Wisconsin coming together today to honor fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder. WTMJ's Adam Roberts live in the Breaking News Center with a look at the schedule of events.
Vince, Officer Corder's body will be transported later this morning from Sass Funeral Home on Milwaukee's south side to Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. That procession we're expecting to begin during the 9 o'clock hour today as his body heads from south to west. Following a celebration of life and funeral, then another procession will bring Corder to his final resting place this afternoon at Wisconsin Memorial Park. Public welcome to watch the final procession running along Barker Road and Capitol Drive in Brookfield. The burial will be a private ceremony. We'll have coverage of proceedings throughout the day right here on WTMJ.
Charges now filed connected to a Cudahy police standoff over the 4th of July weekend.
45-year-old Jason Roloff faces one felony of intentionally pointing a firearm at law enforcement and one misdemeanor for operating a firearm while intoxicated. According to a criminal complaint, Roloff became intoxicated while hosting a party on Saturday, and a neighbor says a beer bottle was thrown against his house. When officers responded to Henry Avenue and Crosswinds Drive, he stepped outside of his home pointing a gun. Roloff refused to obey commands to drop the weapon, and one officer fired 5 shots at him. He surrendered after about 3 hours of negotiations. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Nobody was hurt.
Death toll from the flooding in central Texas now rising to more than 120. Search continues for the missing. News Nation's Xavier Walton is in Kerrville, Texas.
There are more than 170 people missing, and you got to remember these are someone's brother, sister, uncle, somebody's family member, and right now that's why there's so much emotion here. They're certainly trying to find whoever it is they're looking for, and just think about that number, and each number certainly represents a person, and it is very heavy over there right now. I can tell you that right now, especially when it's hard work, but the feeling, the sense is it's just a little different.
The flooding in Texas has officials here in Wisconsin reminding everybody how to prepare for the unexpected.
It only takes a foot of water to sweep a car away.
Milwaukee County Chief Health Policy Advisor Dr. Ben Weston says it's important to know the risk in your area, have a family communication plan, and know alternate routes if you're on the road when the storms hit or when it's time to evacuate.
Any water can hide dangerous debris, sewage, even live power lines. So it's important to remember flooding can occur quickly, and even a little bit of planning can make a big difference to keep yourself and your family safe.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
This weekend marks a year since the brazen attempt to assassinate then candidate and former President Trump in Pennsylvania as he was running for re-election.
6 agents on duty at the rally have been suspended. 5 Philadelphia field agents, along with one of the women assigned to Trump's team. Meanwhile, the so-called Big Beautiful Bill is giving the Secret Service a nearly $1.2 billion bump in funding, allowing them to revamp their training, communications, and drone technology. Earlier reviews found lack of funding was not to blame for any failures in Pennsylvania. A previous review found the Secret Service failed to perform at the elite level required to protect then-nominee Trump. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Tariff talks continue between the U.S. and foreign countries, with our northern neighbors promising to hold their own in trade negotiations.
In the latest of more than 20 letters issued by Donald Trump this week, the president has announced a 35% tariff on multiple imports from Canada will take effect August 1st. This, even though relations between Trump and his Canadian counterpart Mark Carney had seemed to be warming. But all these new tariffs could be reduced to zero if the administration loses its appeal of a U.S. Court of International Trade ruling, which found the president had no right to use emergency powers to impose tariffs when there was no actual emergency. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
Coming up, a well-known musician drops a surprise album. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:05.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Modernizing business technology is critical for a positive impact on efficiency and reducing operating costs. That's exactly what Tri-City National Bank found out when they called on James Imaging Systems. Listen to bank CIO Robert Prang.
We also went through a large retooling of our print environment, changing from where we had almost 200 printers.
All the way down to just 97 printers. That's managed print services from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed Wisconsin business technology company.
So being able to work with a local company like James that has that flexibility with their staff and being able to deliver for us has given us the ability to make the right decisions for our organization.
Robert, would you recommend managed print services from James Imaging Systems?
Yes, in a heartbeat, I would recommend James.
Learn more at JamesImaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Adair Floors has the newest flooring styles. Luxury vinyl flooring in plank and tile looks. Or choose from carpeting, hardwood, and porcelain tile. Flooring for every room in your home. Get personal care from Adair. Adair Floors and Remodeling, South 27th Street in Franklin.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Brewers get back to action tonight. Sports at 6:15.
The state of Wisconsin opened its doors to more filmmakers to bring projects here to the state as part of a newly signed budget bill. Any production that comes to Wisconsin will receive a $5 million incentive. UW Oshkosh film student James Tischler tells NBC 26 it's a major win for local artists.
It's the golden goose. It's exactly what Wisconsin needed because, there's
tons of places around Wisconsin where you can make films, especially for small creators like
So the
me.
new state budget also creates a state film office, which will be added to the State Department of Tourism.
The Marcus Performing Arts Center in Milwaukee facing a more than $1.5 million deficit. Now, an agreement in 2016 between the Arts Center and Milwaukee County is set to expire at the end of this year. Marcus Center leaders say they need more time to become self-sufficient. County Supervisor Sheldon Wasserman with words of warning during this week's Committee on Parks and Culture meeting.
We don't have an endless supply of money. I mean, it is really tight. And I think there are going to be some failures in the arts community in Milwaukee. And the money that from those who fail will go to those who survive.
Marcus Center asking for about $1.7 million in operational support over the next 5 years.
Where did this come from? Looky here, a surprise album from a mega pop star.
Never said love was easy. Justin Bieber dropped his 7th studio album, Swag, at midnight. It features 21 songs. Many are personal. Love Was Easy, as an apparent ode to his wife, Hailey Bieber. A collab with rapper Lil B, a tribute to their 10-month-old son, Jack Blues. Another therapy session is just that.
You know, I have had to go through a lot of my struggles as a human really publicly.
People says Bieber worked on the album at a studio in Iceland. It's his first since 2021's Justice. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:09.
Pain, tingling, burning in your hand and wrist, wakes you up at night, makes life difficult. Working with your hands is nearly impossible. If that sounds like you may suffer with carpal tunnel syndrome. The problem is Medicare pays for the old open surgery done in a hospital or surgery center. And it's no walk in the park. Big incision, 6-week recovery. I mean, imagine your hands being bandaged up, unable to use it for 6 weeks. So if you want to, you can have that old open surgery the government says to get, or you have another option, an ultra minimally invasive procedure done in the office that can give you immediate relief in 15 minutes and you are back to your life in just 1 day. The Ovation Technique, only at Ovation Hand Institute. You've suffered long enough. You don't have to put the fix off anymore. Visit ovationhand.com and see the difference with your own eyes. ovationhand.com.
Checking in with Debbie here at 6:10.
Nice quiet ride around the area. Not seeing really any delays out there yet. The roads are wet, though, and that means there could be a lot of accidents later on, just as the volume starts to pick up. So please be extra careful as you're driving around. Keep your eyes open. Make sure you have your headlights on if you got your wipers on. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, partly cloudy, warm and humid. Evening thunderstorms likely, high temperatures in the low 80s. Chance of showers and storms overnight, mostly cloudy with a low of around 70. We hold on to the heat and humidity for our Saturday. Some scattered showers and storms possible, highs in the mid-80s. Sunshine back on Sunday and Monday, highs in the low to mid-80s, and we'll look for another chance of showers and storms on Tuesday, partly cloudy with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 67 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
6:12 on this Friday morning. Today, the funeral for fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder. Officer Corder and his partner, Christopher McCrae, shot answering a call for a man firing a gun in Milwaukee's Central City. Now, 2 weeks ago, Officer McCrae is recovering from his injuries.
Happening today.
This morning, Officer Corder's body will travel with a small escort, we're told, from Milwaukee's south side to Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. We expect that, what did we say, 9 o'clock this morning? Erik,
around 9-ish, yeah. They believe he'll arrive at the church around 9:30.
So. We're not expecting a huge traffic issue with that. The church is just north of Greenfield Avenue on Barker Road in Brookfield. We're told the route will be preliminarily, mostly on the freeway. So 894 to 94 getting off on Barker Road. The larger procession following the funeral, we expect there to be, as we have seen in the past, all kinds of folks lining that route as it makes its way to Wisconsin Memorial Park. TMJ4 talked with this man, Jay Malash. He plans to be there.
It's very emotional when you realize everybody in that car, what they're feeling.
Now, it's as sad as any funeral situation, but even more so because it was totally unnecessary. I've always supported the people in blue. I mean, they're out there doing their job. They're doing it every day, regardless of the risk. It's an amazing thing. They're amazing people.
As for the services, visitation at 11 o'clock this morning, funeral service at 2:30.
Remarks for the funeral will be given by the mayor, Cavalier Johnson, the police chief, Jeffrey Norman, and a police captain will also speak. We'll also hear from a bishop from Christian Faith Fellowship Church.
And when that wraps, if you are interested in following the route, then sometime late afternoon, early evening, that large police procession from Elmbrook Church will head north on Barker Road, then and east on Capitol Drive toward Wisconsin Memorial Park.
And there are a lot of different areas on that route where people will be able to congregate. There's a lot of space. There's some businesses there, some parking lots as well. So you'd like to think that will be easy if that's something you want to do, that you could be able to get
Probably
there.
If you want to be closer, Barker Road would be your better bet as it goes northbound again, just north of Greenfield Avenue, and then it would head north up to Capitol, but Capitol Drive as well. So also traffic impact for that if
right, of
you're
course.
on your way home this evening. Just be aware that is happening. It is 6:15 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Family owned, family operated, family priced. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
Now, tennis season is back. Rained out yesterday. It was the worst kind of rainy.
Really?
Just enough that you couldn't play.
It's just too dangerous?
Because once it's wet, and then you want to slip and whatever, and you don't want to get hurt. But if you do, you go to Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Vince Vitrano here, the best in my medical team. And actually, I got a friend who I play tennis with regularly, and he's all of a sudden really active on the court. Said, well, I do have 2 new knees. Well, he's not only playing better, but he's doing it pain-free and out there at all. So if knee pain is something or some other thing bothering you, it's preventing you from doing what you enjoy, time to see the docs at OAW. Could be a total joint replacement, or like me, I had a simple procedure to take care of a torn meniscus. These are the experts in getting you back in the game. You visit OAW's new physical therapy center in Germantown, walk right in at an ASAP clinic in Brookfield or Pewaukee, or get started online now at orthowisconsin.com.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Brewers and Nationals tonight from American Family Field. It's the final series before the All-Star break. Quinn Priester on the mound for the Crew. Now, the Brewers sit 2 games back out of first place. So you have the All-Star game next week, but before that, starting Sunday, is the MLB Draft. So they've changed it up this year. It's only 2 days. So 2 days of draft coverage, if you will. It starts 5 p.m. on Sunday, and the Brewers will have 5 selections on Sunday. The first is the 20th pick. They're back at it Monday at 10:30 with rounds 4 through 20. So they just do a lot of work on Monday. So round 1 there on Sunday, that's on MLB Network. It's on ESPN. So you may have noticed the last few years, trying to make this more of an event.
They're trying.
It'll never be like the NFL draft or anything like that, but they're trying to make it more interesting, more watchable, that type of thing. I thought this was interesting. During Brewers 360 on Thursday, we always have the Brewers senior VP and general manager Matt Arnold on. You asked him about that, like what he thinks about the draft being bigger, better, larger.
Obviously, it's a big deal in the NFL. It's a huge deal for us, and I think they, now they televise the selection process, and they're doing more around the draft as well, I think, with the combine and things like that. And so certainly it's a huge day. The difference, obviously, with the big leaguers is they're going to go right from, wherever they are probably into some A-ball affiliate, and so there's a long way to go for those players, but certainly getting to know them along the way is a ton of fun. And so, yeah, I think having more eyes and ears on the draft is always a good thing for baseball.
Coming up at 6:45, how Motley Crue played a role in a Brewers draft one year. We'll get into that. Brewers and Nationals again tonight. It's Negro League game tonight. And then tomorrow it's 90 shirt giveaway day.
Nice.
So that'll be during a Brandon Woodruff return. That's his first game back at AmFam tomorrow for the Big Woo.
Bucks news coming today. The team will officially announce free agent acquisition Miles Turner.
Bullseye!
Turner, head coach Doc Rivers, GM John Horst will take questions at noon our time at a news conference. I say our time because they're in Las Vegas as the Brewers open Summer League play there. And a note from the world of golf. We lost a good one. The name Carl Eunice, known among golfers, I think, in our state, from Ohio originally, but lived most of his life here in Wisconsin. His claim to fame made the cut at the U.S. Open and finished in the top third of the field back in 1967, competing with the likes of Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer, who that year went 1-2 in that U.S. Open. Had a short stint on the PGA Senior Tour, but Carl was best known as a teacher of the game and a mentor to generations of golfers in our state. Deeply involved in the PGA Juniors program, mentored 31 Evans Scholars. These are young caddies who earned college scholarships by being outstanding in their work and in their academics. And they start as caddies, and Carl mentored so many of them. Man deeply committed to the game and to young people. Carl Eunice died at the age of 87. 6:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
It's 3 a.m., a cool house, a quiet dog, and nobody fighting over the thermostat.
In that case, you totally don't need to remember us here at Capital. Until your AC breaks at 3 a.m., then you really want to remember us here at Capital.
Yep, and your group chat is not taking AC calls at 3 a.m.
No kidding.
So if your home's not cool sheets and sleeping dogs comfortable, call Capital. And right now, we've got ACs starting at just $49 a month.
Call CapitalCares.com.
Leading a nonprofit takes just the right mix of skills, experience, and passion, and it's not easy to find those people. Vince Vitrano here for Spano Pratt. They can help. They specialize in executive recruiting within the nonprofit world, and we're talking about everything from candidate discovery to assessment and the selection, and then they'll help that candidate become a successful part of your organization. All to the onboarding, executive coaching, the team at Spano Pratt. They're the experts in identifying talent that aligns with your purpose and mission. Go to SpanoPratt.com to start your search.
Here's to time out on the water in Wisconsin. To living your best life while enjoying the lake life.
Ready?
And getting up on a wakeboard the very first try. Or not. Here's to wearing only swimsuits and wishing this perfect day would never end. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Start your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Accurate Basement Repair and Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. At 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Checking in with Debbie here at 6:21.
All right, still looking okay out on the roads. We do have one crash now, 41 northbound at Mayfair Road, off on both shoulders. So just be extra careful. Again, remember, the roads are wet, so you want to make sure your headlights are on and you look way far ahead so you have enough braking distance, and just be extra careful. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The forecast sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to see how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry. Tune into today's Brewers pregame show for the Big Fish Roof Update. We'll get you a preview on that right now. Partly cloudy, warm and humid today. There is a chance for some thunderstorms. In fact, the thunderstorms are likely later on today, a high of 83. Tonight, still a chance for showers and storms, a low of 70. Saturday, still humid, still a chance for showers and storms, 84. Sunday, sunny, less humid, a high of 83. Right now, at 6:21, it is 68 degrees.
This morning is 166 people still missing in the Texas floods. More stories of survival.
It's a miracle that we're alive. The refrigerator was floating in the living room. There was furniture everywhere.
Hope dwindling of finding anybody else alive as we come up on a week now since the devastating floods, and death toll surpassing 120 people.
Happening today.
President Trump expected to visit Central Texas today. Now, it comes as we approach the anniversary of the assassination attempt on the then former president and candidate Trump a year ago Sunday in Butler, Pennsylvania. Joined now by ABC News law enforcement reporter Luke Barr in Washington. Luke, all this time later, almost a full year, news of a shakeup at the U.S. Secret Service, additional agents suspended, and more funding for that outfit to be better prepared for future attempts.
That's exactly right. And the shakeup at the Secret Service really saw some 6 agents suspended, including the head of the Pittsburgh field office, which was that area of responsibility for the Secret Service, and you're seeing a lot more changes implemented. There were 2 of the 3 branches of government had issued reports about the incident on July 13th, as well as an independent review that all found that the Secret Service failed on July 13th after they allowed a gunman to scale a roof and to take aim at President Trump. He also killed a fireman in his shooting before he was neutralized by Secret Service snipers. So they've recommended 40 different changes that the agency should make. They've implemented 21 of them, and then 16 are in progress. So they're certainly ticking through all of the recommendations that both their agency and independent review commissions have offered.
It seems late for the suspensions to come down, Luke. That was the first reaction I had was why did it take so long to suspend these folks?
Well, I think it's because the government process of actually being able to suspend somebody is very elongated, right? There's a certain period of time where you have to go through a review, and then you've got to, look at kind of what the circumstances are. There's a whole government process that actually takes a long time to suspend people, to get from I want to suspend this person to the actual suspension. So I believe that's why it took so long, is because it was being sort of litigated by the agent's lawyers that were representing them to sort of work down the suspension and then ultimately just have it served.
Luke Barr is in Washington. He's an ABC News law enforcement reporter joining us live this morning. Luke, is this thing still being investigated? I still struggle with getting to the outcome that no one seems to be loudly challenging, that this 20-year-old kid, Thomas Matthew Crooks, did this by himself, no help, I guess. Okay, well, that's what happened. Are investigations still happening?
Well, the answer is I don't believe so, because it's been looked at so much. And you think about the FBI has looked at it, the Secret Service has looked at it internally. There's been an independent review. Congress has looked at it, right? You think that if something certainly was off in Congress, they would blow the whistle. And so it's really hard to see another investigation turning up anything nefarious or I mean, in every one of these instances, you've got the same sort of fact pattern is laid out, which basically says that the Secret Service had a major communication failure on July 13th. And, basically they say that there were 2 communication rooms, one with the locals and one with the feds, including the Secret Service, and those 2 weren't really talking. And that is where the breakdown occurred. So it would be really, I'd be, quite surprised if there were any other actors that they found involved in this, or, any other investigations that were looked at, because it was looked at so thoroughly at the time, it happened.
ABC News law enforcement reporter Luke Barr live with us from Washington this morning. Thank you, Luke. Appreciate the update.
Thank you.
I think just right to his point, and you and I have talked about this, where if President Trump suspected there was a story still not being told, you would hear him, right? Think, and how come this and how come
constantly
that?
Talking about it, right.
If Democrats somehow felt there was some part of this story somehow not being told, they would be crowing about it. And you don't hear that. So I guess that supports what Luke is saying. Asked, answered the questions, and sometimes it is just what it is. I still have trouble, don't you, wrapping your mind around it.
And maybe it's because you compare it to the Oswald situation with JFK. And
complicated.
Right. And obviously different outcome in that situation, but so complicated, so much energy, so much time, so much. There's still books being written about that. And in this one, it was like, okay, well, it was this kid. All right, we're done.
We answered the question, right? We're done. It is 6:27 on Wisconsin's Morning News. We've got news about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up 192 points to 44,651. NASDAQ at 20,631. That was up 19 points. S&P 500 was up 17 to 6280. Eric's got his eyes on the futures, however.
They are down.
Report are down this morning. More trade news coming out of Washington. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry. I love Guthrie and Fry. I've got their water softener, the salt delivered right to the basement. Their RO system, which filters the water in our house. What we drink, what we cook with, is crisp, clean, clear. It's Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning's the best in the business. They also provide well pump system service, routine service, and emergency service for when you need it. They've been doing that since 1974. At Guthrie and Fry, they know that better water makes a big difference. The teams I trust are at Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Fredert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in Wisconsin. So there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, visit fredert.com/cancer.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
Dr. Dan Pavla, this week on The Lutheran Hour.
The Word of God is that life-giving, fruit-bearing seed that's determined to grow up in us. It's a seed that can grow in any life and at any age. It's the Word of life that bears fruit for us all. Today is the day for it to grow.
Fearless and Endless Growing. A message by guest speaker Dr. Dan Pavla. This week on The Lutheran Hour.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump visiting Texas today to assess damage from the catastrophic flooding that killed 121 people. More than 160 are still listed as unaccounted for. A federal judge in New Hampshire issuing a ruling prohibiting President Trump's order ending birthright citizenship by certifying a class action suit on behalf of all children who will be affected. ABC's Devin Dwyer.
Predictably, they're saying, here we go again. Another district court judge has gone off his rocker. He is violating the spirit of the Supreme Court's decision. And so all eyes are going to be back on the Supreme Court, probably in a matter of weeks, that this will make its way back up to the justices again, at least on an emergency basis, and they'll be asked to weigh in on what this New Hampshire judge did is a class action.
Brazil's current president says he will impose retaliatory tariffs if President Trump follows through on 50% tariffs over Brazil's criminal trial against Trump ally Jair Bolsonaro. This is ABC News.
Well, we got some backups of the crash on northbound 41 at Mayfair Road. Both shoulders are blocked with this, so kind of be careful heading through there. Wet road's going to make for an interesting ride this morning. Overall, volume is relatively light, and just make sure you keep your speeds in check. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, partly cloudy skies, warm and humid today, and several rounds of storms are possible. Thunderstorms likely this evening with a high of 83. Chance of showers and storms overnight, low down to 70. Right now it's 67 in Milwaukee, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder will be laid to rest later today. Officer Corder's body will first be transported later this morning from the Sass Funeral Home on Milwaukee's South Side to Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. Following that celebration of life and funeral, another procession will bring Officer Corder to his final resting place at Wisconsin Memorial Park. Public is invited to watch that final procession this afternoon, running along Barker Road, so just north of Greenfield Avenue, and then turning east on Capitol Drive in Brookfield. The burial will be a private ceremony. We will have coverage of everything through the day here on WTMJ.
We are following breaking news this morning. 2 people are dead, including a 4-year-old child, following separate shootings overnight in Milwaukee. 4-year-old was shot near 75th and Northridge Lakes Boulevard on the far northwest side. Police say They are not seeking suspects in that case at the moment. In this other shooting, a 39-year-old was killed near 51st and Hope. A suspect is linked to that shooting and is in custody.
Woman from Milwaukee accused of robbing a pick and save store, then claiming to be an FBI agent who had planted a bomb.
A Milwaukee woman is charged with stealing from a grocery store and then making a bomb threat. 49-year-old Andrea Cloud Jones faces 2 felonies for taking items from the Pick and Save near 84th and Blue Mound on the 4th of July. The store manager found her putting food and alcohol in her bag, then trying to walk out without paying. When confronted, Cloud Jones said she was, quote, an FBI agent, quote, and had placed a bomb in the store. She was later arrested at a nearby Starbucks. Cloud Jones appeared in court on Thursday morning. Elizabeth Lintonen, WTMJ News.
Tuition is going up at universities of Wisconsin schools for undergraduates. It's rising by an average of 5%. Under the recently approved state budget, the UW system will receive a funding increase of more than $250 million. That's compared to more than $850 million that the UW system president Jay Rothman had asked for.
More seniors in the Milwaukee area rethinking home ownership and turning to renting instead.
Over the past decade, the city has seen a 26% increase in the number of renters over the age of 65. That's according to a new point-to-homes analysis of U.S. Census data. While younger age groups still make up the largest share of renters in Milwaukee, the senior segment is seeing the steepest increase across the metro area. The analysis shows the shift not only echoes the broader aging of the nation, but also may signal a new approach to housing as more seniors enter the next chapter of their lives. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Coming up, fighter jets on the lakefront.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake, tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind at the award-winning Caladora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen, explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Marilyn.
I've been volunteering for over 30 years, so I got to know the community and loved it. We have a theater, community room, and we have bocce outside. They have gardens all over the campus that the residents tend to. Quilting groups, sewing groups, knitting groups, just lots and lots of amenities. Never a boring day.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
As host of the Fix-It Show, I've talked to countless homeowners worried about musty basements, water seepage, and foundation cracks. And my answer is always the same. Call Accurate Basement Repair. They're not just Wisconsin's #1 rated foundation and waterproofing team. They deliver real peace of mind. I've recommended them for years because I know the quality of their work. And more importantly, the integrity behind it.
Wow, we're grateful for that trust, David. Every home we restore, we treat like our own. And that's what Accurate is all about.
They're not just good, they're accurate.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
Bucks will introduce the new guy today. How come in Las Vegas? Sports at 6:45. Coming up quick, next weekend already. Milwaukee Air and Water Show, July 19th and 20th on the lakefront. Full lineup is out now, E. We already knew the U.S. Navy Blue Angels would be the headlining act. They closed the show both Saturday and Sunday with an hour-long performance. Super excited for this news. The U.S. Air Force F-22 Raptor, which does things in the air that aircraft shouldn't be able to do.
That physics should not allow.
Yeah, right. It has. I've seen it in action before. It looks like it moves backwards sometimes. You're just like, what's happening here? It will also be part of the Heritage Flight. That is a really popular moment in the show. That's when you see this fifth-generation fighter jet flying alongside at slow speed vintage military aircraft like the P-51 Mustang, which was a champion in World War II. All the veterans in the crowd stand and salute in that moment.
Awesome.
Really, really cool. U.S. Air Force C-17, one of those massive cargo jets. Our local Air Force, Wisconsin Air National Guard, will fly one of its KC-135 Stratotankers from the 128th Air Refueling Wing. And we've got F-35s coming from Madison's 115th Fighter Wing as well. So Milwaukee Air and Water Show next weekend on the lakefront. It's presented by title sponsor Waterstone Bank, and I want to give them their due. They're a big reason why this comes back.
It actually
every year.
happens. Yep. You're
And
right.
tickets for reserved seating, now it's free anywhere you can see it, but tickets for reserved seating are still available, and I encourage that. We've bought tickets before, and it's really easy access. Then you don't have to bring a whole bunch of stuff with you, and their chairs and things, and it's also a way to support the show. Keep it coming back every year.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. If you've saved in a 401k or IRA, you might think you're set for retirement. But here's something you need to know. Every dollar you withdraw could be taxed. And with rising government debt, future tax hikes could take an even bigger bite out of your savings. Imagine reaching retirement only to realize the IRS is taking more of your money than you expected. It's one of the biggest risks that retirees face, spending their savings without a plan for taxes. And once you're retired, it's often too late to fix it. That's why I want to help you create a tax strategy now so you can keep more of your hard-earned money. At Drake & Associates, we focus on tax-efficient retirement planning, helping you lower your lifetime tax bill and maximize your retirement income. And right now, I'm offering you a free retirement toolkit, plus a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready, to show you how to keep more of your money working for you, not the IRS. Text TAX to 414-897-9522 to claim your free copies. Don't wait until tax rates rise. Start planning today. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping you keep more of what you've earned.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Checking in with Debbie here, 20 to 7.
Yeah, we're still looking at this accident on northbound 41 right at Mayfair Road. The shoulders are blocked right now, so that's going to be affecting your ride. The rest of the system is actually looking pretty good as far as delays are concerned and volume. But once that starts to pick up, you do want to be extra careful since the roads are kind of wet out there. Last time we had this, we had a whole bunch of different accidents that happened. So you want to be extra careful. Make sure your headlights are on and give yourself plenty of braking distance. I'm Debbie Lozga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, some early scattered showers, but dry time by midday. Partly cloudy, warm and humid with evening thunderstorms likely. Highs in the low 80s. We hold on to the chance of rain overnight, mostly cloudy with a low of around 70. It is partly cloudy, warm and humid for Saturday. A few more scattered showers and storms possible, a high of around 84. Sunshine back by Sunday and Monday, highs in the low to mid 80s, and another slight chance for rain on Tuesday with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 67 degrees.
641. Okay, so Vince, I'm going to play something for you. And I want you to tell me whether or not you recognize this. Do you recognize this song? Does that sound
when
familiar?
When am I supposed to start recognizing it? So I guess not really.
So it doesn't sound familiar
No,
at all?
I mean, ish.
So this is the new score of the new Superman movie. And if you listen closely, you may think, well, that sounds like John Williams a little bit, right? It sounds like the score,
Who
right?
does the score for like all of the movies.
Okay, so here's the John Williams version.
That I know.
Right? This is the one everybody knows. You notice a little bit of similarity there, right? A little bit?
Okay,
Yep.
so it's
Yep.
like playing you're seeing this more and more, or hearing it more and more. Playing off of the themes, but
Yes,
enhancing.
they kind of did this in Top Gun. They
Yes,
did, added a little-
emotionalizing it.
Yeah. So this new score isn't exactly the same, but it includes some similar hooks and some homages, if you will. So the director of the new Superman movie, which just came out now, it's out now, James Gunn, he's a Gen Xer, and he says the only song that makes sense for Superman is this one. The one that you just heard. But They wanted to bring it back,
Yeah.
but they also wanted to kind of ramp it up and make it new sounding. So they combined some old hooks with this new sound.
It really was taking a lot of the classic John Williams score, which I think is one of the best scores of all time, from the first Superman movie, and then sort of deconstructing it and reconstructing it and using pieces of it in different ways.
All right, so I just played you the old one. All right, so this is the old one. Okay. So then listen to this one. Let me know what you think.
Okay, now I hear it.
A little bit, a little bit. So different, but okay. See, it's not the same.
I feel like I'm waiting for it to be a little bit more.
Right.
I think that's what a teaser is for, though, right?
Well, sure.
Yeah,
right.
but it could have had more cowbell.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like I could have had more.
I hear you.
The substance.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
need more of that.
As for Superman the movie, here's one review. The headline reads, James Gunn's Man of Steel has feet of clay.
Oh.
Here's another statement from a movie critic. It's a sincere but also goofy movie with a few well-timed twists on the mythology and a couple of added characters who keep things light. Here's another one. Gunn's Superman is overloaded, even muddled at times, but relentlessly entertaining. And it also sounds like Rachel Brosnahan is amazing as Lois Lane. She brings it, which doesn't surprise me. She's a great actress. So, yeah, the movie is out. We'll see how it does. They want to make a ton of money.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Was just out at the beautiful Pella Experience Center in Brookfield yesterday. Had a great day with Gina Della. Tausch was out there. Jason Wilde from ESPN Wisconsin hanging out and saying hello to folks who were visiting this center. You've got 7 different Pella lines, which is why I recommend a visit, even if you have the in-home consultation, which is an important part of the process. But when you go out there, then you can see all the windows and doors. You can try them out. You can slide things this way, try the rollback screens, all of that stuff. And Pella really believes that quality windows and doors don't have to be expensive. So they have a wide range of affordable options and products that are assembled right here in the U.S. Get the look you want at a price you can afford. So here's the deal going right now. If you order by the end of this month, you get 0% interest on your financing for up to 5 years. Now, certain restrictions do apply. So visit the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield, just off of Blue Mound Road, kitty corner to the delicious Cops, or schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
One more series before the All-Star break. Brewers and Nationals from American Family Field. So it's Quinn Priester on the mound for the Crew today. Tomorrow, Brandon Woodruff, his first time back to American Family Field on the mound.
That's going to be huge.
Yeah, and that's also 90s T-shirt night. Ace of Base is going to be just bumping.
Yes, please.
A little bit of NSYNC, maybe. Is that 90s NSYNC, or is that anyway? So then you have the All-Star game next week, Tuesday. But before that, starting Sunday, the MLB draft begins. So that's 5 p.m. So once all the games are over for the break, then they have the MLB draft. So it's a 2-day thing. They have a bunch of rounds on Sunday night, and then they finish up on Monday. And it's on MLB Network and on ESPN. Pretty interesting story. So Adam McKelvey of Brewers.com wrote a draft preview story on Brewers.com. And he talked about that just a couple of years ago when they drafted rookie phenom Jacob Misiorowski. What made us laugh about that draft night was the Brewers front office wasn't in their office to do the draft. They got moved out of the stadium because there was a Motley Crue Def Leppard concert at the stadium that night. So they had to move. They couldn't do the draft there. So we asked Matt Arnold about it. Senior VP and GM Matt Arnold joined us for Brewers 360 on Thursday, and here's what he said.
Somehow they scheduled a concert the day of the draft, and so we had to call a quick audible and We actually did the draft, I think, at Mark Attanasio's office downtown, and so we were we were kind of scattered all over the place, and it was a tight space, but we had a lot of fun that day.
I love how he laughs about that now. I'm sure he wasn't laughing at the time.
I'm sure, right? Does anybody look at a calendar around here?
Right. Really?
Oh, I'm glad you're all on the All-Star break. I'm not. I have to draft for the future of the entire club. And oh, by the way, I don't get to make a mistake.
Right?
Because we're small market Milwaukee. Every one of these guys has to hit.
Isn't Motley Crue playing the Waukesha County Fair later?
Right.
Come on.
Do we have no other venue? I'm working over here.
Anyway, Brewers and Nationals tonight right here on WDTMJ Radio.
Remember the other day I suggested, with all the changes to the Milwaukee Bucks, aren't we about due for an introductory news conference?
Happening today.
It's in Las Vegas, noon our time. Bucks in Vegas as they prepare to open Summer League play. General Manager John Horst, Coach Doc Rivers will be there introducing the shocking, and I say that because nobody saw this coming, free agent acquisition of now former Indiana Pacer Miles Turner. He'll be there as well. Say hi to the new guy. Bucks news on the horizon today.
While you may hail from the nation's capital, when we're up to bat, you'll be saying, holy mackerel.
Is a fly ball deep center field, back to the track. Bye-bye baseball, Christian Yelich. 465 feet for Yelich.
It's the Brewers and the Nationals, an American family field. Our Brewers game day coverage starts tonight at 6 with Brewers warm up. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
You got to get to Built Right today. Vince Vitrano here for Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattresses. Built Right's Made in America celebration and $1 million clearance sell-off. That didn't expire on Independence Day. It continues now for a limited time. So if you're out there looking for affordable, better quality furniture or mattresses, you do what my family does. We always go to Built Right. Our entire living room furniture operation is Built Right. My son got a new mattress, and we took it home that day. Enjoyed the shopping experience as well. 4 generations. 97 years strong and celebrating 19 years in that Greenfield location. The store is huge, and it's beautiful. But you have 3rd and 4th generation family members on hand along with their amazing team to help you navigate through that. You got folks coming in this summer, staying at the house. Thousands of items are in stock right now. Or you can always custom order with Built Right at a low sale price. USA-made, small-scale, Ohio Amish-made, real solid wood furniture. 60 models of USA-made mattresses in stock now. Built Right always saves you money. Free in-store design services. Voted best place to shop. Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, closed to be with family. Make sure to tell them Vinny sent you. It's Built Right at 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
6:51. Wet roads to start, Debbie.
We are starting to see some more delays out there, too. We've got westbound 94 right through the stadium interchange, so heads up with that. We do have that crash on northbound 41 at Mayfair Road where we got cars on both sides of the roads. We're seeing delays right through that area. Southbound 41's backing up just south of Hampton all the way down to Burleigh. The rest of the system is still looking okay. However, the wet road's going to make things interesting. Please be extra careful. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ forecast brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Today's a bit of a tricky one. Several rounds of storms possible. Partly cloudy and warm with humidity returning. You'll probably already feel it when you walk out the door this morning. Thunderstorms likely this afternoon. Chance of showers and storms continuing tonight with a low of 70. Today's high 83. For Saturday, partly cloudy, warm and humid again. Scattered showers and storms, high 84. Sunday, mostly sunny, less humid, perfect, high 83. For Monday, mostly sunny and warm, high 86. Tuesday's high 87 degrees with a slight chance of showers or storms under partly cloudy skies. Right now, 68 in Milwaukee. At 6:52, Wisconsin's Morning News. Things you shouldn't do via text message. You have some thoughts on that?
What you shouldn't do.
Don't do
or
this
what you
via
shouldn't text somebody.
right?
Well, you shouldn't terminate someone via text.
Okay. Or on the flip side, quit your job via text.
Yeah, right. Yep. You shouldn't.
I don't like to call in sick with the text. Yeah, I'm not going to be in today.
You want to? You want to hear the voice?
I want to hear the voice because
you want to hear the strain.
Want you to test it out. I want to hear when you're faking. I want to hear that fake cough.
All right.
I'm just okay. I would also suggest you shouldn't break up via text.
I am breaking up with you.
Oh, that's bad. But what's worse than breaking up via text? Having artificial intelligence write your message for you.
This is going to sting a bit.
What do you mean?
Headline, New York Post, Modern Love, Gen Z turning to AI to do their dating dirty work, breakup texts and apologies. A new national survey from dating assistant Wingmate found that 41% of young adults have used AI to help end a relationship, with women slightly more likely than men to let the bots do the dirty work.
So just ChatGPT it almost?
Yes.
Like just that, hey, what should I say? Here's how long we've been together. Here's what I think about this person.
It's not you, it's me.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's
and that's largely what AI comes up with, which is why people are raising their eyebrows when they get these. Like, this sounds like the standard stuff. From the New York Post, survey polled 1,000 U.S. adults who've used AI for dating, showing just how deep AI has embedded itself in modern romance. So, for example, you say, write me a message to break up with my boyfriend. Hey, insert name here.
Right.
Here's something that they would spit out. I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I need to be honest with you. I don't think I can keep being in this relationship. This is AI generated. This isn't easy to say, and it's not something I take lightly, but I've realized this just isn't right for me anymore. You've been important to me, and I truly care about you. But I think it's best if we go our separate ways. I hope you understand, and I really do wish you the best.
Look, I know you're angry right now.
I don't think they actually use the robot. I think it just writes the message. Now, some of this is going hot on social media. According to the Post, which links to any number of videos of people outing their former flames for using AI to break up. So it's not only that this is happening, it's also that people see it, and they're running this stuff through like an AI detector. So just like a teacher can run through a paper from kids, be like, I'm going to run this through and see if it bing, bing, hits this, hits that, so they see if there's plagiarism. You can run through any message and say, did AI do this?
Who cares? The relationship is over at this point. Why? So you can shame that person? Like,
Yes.
otherwise, who cares? It's over.
So then they're popping up on social media. Low-key, my boyfriend just broke up with me using AI. And then one of them showed a graphic of she posted what came back when she plugged it in. It said 100% AI generated, not a real word in it. AI came up with the whole thing.
I'm not sure whether or not this bothers me. I mean, would it bother you more or less if someone used AI to write their wedding vows?
I think wedding vows? Imagine
asking.
if she found out. Imagine. You are not off to a good start. You used AI to write our wedding vows? I spent weeks on this.
Careful, man. I'm not sure who you're impersonating right now.
Just any person. I can't believe you would do this. What an embarrassment. Especially since it's that easy to find out. I didn't oddly see any that ended in hope we can still be friends. Maybe AI knows that doesn't work. 6:56 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
You're really giving me the it's not you, it's me treatment.
Business headlines are up next. They're sponsored by Horicon Bank. Together doing good. HoriconBank.com, the natural choice.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The Oak Creek Plan Commission recommends approval of site and architectural plans for a new headquarters that Dursey has planned for the city. The promotional exhibits business will relocate its corporate offices from Milwaukee to Oak Creek in 2027. Leaders of the Marcus Performing Arts Center call on Milwaukee County officials to extend financial support for the cultural institution until 2030. The request comes as the center anticipates draining its reserves in the next few months. The Tennessee-based Electric Research and Manufacturing Cooperative pays $24 million to buy an industrial park where it has been leasing since last year. The company's purchase of Bristol Business Park will support its expansion and growth. I'm Linda Spice from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Doing banking differently since 1896. Greg Matzik here for Horicon Bank. Think about that for a second. Over 100 years of focus on the community and your business. At Horicon Bank, financing requests can be approved in days, not weeks, because your banker understands you and your business. And yes, Horicon Bank is expanding, but they've not lost that community-minded feel. I trust Horicon Bank. I've connected with Horicon Bank, and I invite you to do the same. It's Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice, member FDIC.
We see you out there building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like Blaster Automotive Refrigerant with a reusable gauge, $24.99. 10% off assorted Hillman hardware. Rewards members save 20% on all K&N oil filters. Plus, we offer Blaine's Best Price Promise, guaranteeing you the lowest price with us or we'll match it. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia problems, cognitive decline. It's their specialty. They're great at it. And they also offer early memory loss classes. They can help your loved one with locations throughout our state, many here in southeast Wisconsin. I've been in their facilities. They're top notch. It's kindness at the core. It's compassion and empathy at Azura. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com. Forget all that chatter in Washington. Let's hear Milwaukee make some noise. It's the Brewers hosting the Nationals.
American Family Field, on their feet and in approval.
Our Brewers game day coverage starts tonight at 6 with Brewers warm-up on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Friday, July 11th. Our top story, a day of reflection as Milwaukee cop is laid to rest.
I'm Erik Bilstad. The president heads to Texas.
I'm Debbie Lazigo. We have a crash on northbound 41 right at Mayfair Road. We've got both shoulders with cars on them, so it's going to be a little tight squeeze through there. Then it's a little bit slow heading from Burleigh all the way up to Capitol Drive. The southbound side slowing down just south of Hampton down to Burleigh. Things starting to fill in a little bit on westbound 94 right through the Stadium interchange, so heads up with that. I'm Debbie Lazigo with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
High of 83 degrees today, humidity returning, and warm conditions under partly cloudy skies with thunderstorms likely this afternoon and into the evening. Tonight's low down to 70. Right now it's 67 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Southeast Wisconsin coming together today to honor fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder.
Officer Corder's body will be transported this morning from Sass Funeral Home on Milwaukee's south side to Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. A celebration of life and funeral will take place at the church. Then another procession will bring Corder to his final resting place this afternoon at Wisconsin Memorial Park. The public is welcome to watch the final procession this afternoon, which will run along Barker Road and Capitol Drive in Brookfield. The burial service will be a private ceremony. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Charges are now filed connected to a Cudahy police standoff over the 4th of July weekend.
45-year-old Jason Roloff faces one felony of intentionally pointing a firearm at law enforcement and one misdemeanor for operating a firearm while intoxicated. According to a criminal complaint, Roloff became intoxicated while hosting a party on Saturday, and a neighbor says a beer bottle was thrown against his house. When officers responded to Henry Avenue and Crosswinds Drive, he stepped outside of his home pointing a gun. Roloff refused to obey commands to drop the weapon, and one officer fired 5 shots at him. He surrendered after about 3 hours of negotiations. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
No one was hurt.
A week now after the flash flooding killed at least, they're saying, 121 people. Search continuing for as many as 166 others. They are still unaccounted for in Texas Hill Country.
This is Jim Ryan.
It's just like trying to get our hands around, what's going on.
Sharon Mays lives in the flood-ravaged area of central Texas, and as President Trump arrives to tour the flood zone,
the outpour of love, the outpour of support locally to President Trump, it's just unbelievable.
A major disaster declaration frees up federal resources for people like Mays to at least start the recovery. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
The flooding in Texas has officials in Wisconsin reminding everybody how to prepare for this.
It only takes a foot of water to sweep a car away.
Milwaukee County Chief Health Policy Advisor Dr. Ben Weston says it's important to know the risk in your area, have a family communication plan, and know alternate routes if you're on the road when the storms hit or when it's time to evacuate.
Any water can hide dangerous debris, sewage, even live power lines. So it's important to remember flooding can occur quickly, and even a little bit of planning can make a big difference to keep yourself and your family safe.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Protesters clashing with immigration agents in Southern California Thursday after ICE arrested people at a cannabis farm there. CBS News Los Angeles reporter Lauren Posen.
This farm, if you're not aware, is one of the largest licensed cannabis farms in the state of California, with over 5 million square feet of growing space, and protesters say the people detained are hardworking individuals.
Incident comes as federal immigration agents have increased arrests across Southern California.
Another tuition increase. Universities of Wisconsin undergraduates can expect a 5% bump in the coming school year.
The Universities of Wisconsin Board of Regents unanimously approved the increase. Regent Ashok Rai says it's necessary to remain cost competitive.
Our flagship has the 6th lowest resident undergraduate tuition of its 7 Midwest counterparts.
And President Jay Rothman says federal funding remains at risk around every corner.
As we work to expand access and grow the number of graduates we produce, threats to limit Pell Grant funding will jeopardize these efforts and ultimately have a negative impact on the Wisconsin economy.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Coming up.
Oh, yes, we can.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:04.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. When Tri-City National Bank decided to optimize their print output strategy, they needed a resource with the expertise to recommend a solution. CIO Robert Prang.
And James helped us with that analysis of what our print consumption was and what we were doing.
The outcome of the James Imaging Systems Managed Print Services recommendation?
We ended up reducing down to about 97 total printers and copiers from 197.
The impact on your print output?
We eliminated over 500,000 pages a month of output that we figured out we really didn't need.
Month after month, that adds up to savings and value.
Oh, tons of value. Those numbers add up even when it's only a penny or so per page.
Managed Print Services from James Imaging Systems. AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. To learn more, visit jamesimaging.com.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. If you have big questions about inflation, money, and your retirement goals, join me Tuesday, July 15th with your questions as I co-host an Instant Insight webinar with Annex Wealth Management's Chief Economist, Brian Jacobson. It's July 15th at 9 a.m. It's free, but you must register. Go to WTMJ.com, click the Instant Insight Register Now button, or check out events at AnnexWealth.com. Tuesday, July 15th, 9 a.m. It's free, but you need to register.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
It's Black Friday in July at Steinhafels. Save 10% store-wide, plus get a beauty sleep mattress for just $399 and discover brand new arrivals, including solid wood panel beds and made-in-America dining tables. Shop in-store or online now at steinhafels.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:07.
Major League Baseball draft is coming up. Is there a chance it could become more of a spectacle? We'll hear from Brewers Senior Vice President and General Manager Matt Arnold on that in sports at 7:15.
Leadership for the Marcus Performing Arts Center says the facility needs more funding from Milwaukee County. A deal back in 2016 between the county and the Arts Center ends after this year, but Marcus Center leaders want to extend funding. They say they need a little bit more than the $1.5 million deficit they're dealing with. County Board Supervisor Stephen Taylor during this week's Committee on Parks and Culture meeting.
Why are we having the conversation again? We had it in 2016.
Well, there is.
I'm talking. This is not a debate. We all went through a pandemic. Everybody. I'm getting tired of hearing about it. It's over. Okay, everybody was affected. Clear. MSO leaving, that's not our problem. That's not the county problem. That's not the taxpayers' problem.
The Marcus Center is asking for about a little bit more than $1.5 million in operational support over the next 5 years.
Honoring a fallen hero at Mitchell International Airport, Bayview native Captain Lance Saijan served in Vietnam. He died as a prisoner of war in 1968. Now the F-4C Phantom jet that commemorates his service has been fully restored. It's out there near the airport. Saijan's sister, Janine, says those who visit her brother's plane can find peace.
If you need a quiet moment and you want that aircraft to hum over at different times, because we're at the airport, you might just feel a little transition within yourself.
So many WTMJ listeners contributed to the cause, raising some $80,000 to support that restoration.
Justin Bieber is back.
What do you mean?
Just dropped an album at midnight this morning, Swag. It's his first album in 4 years, dropping today. First time as a dad, so there's a couple of songs there for the Beliebers where he's singing about his son and his wife and all that.
Is it good or no?
You're asking me? I've not run the catalog yet since it dropped. I'll let you know on Monday. I don't know. Meanwhile, Paris Landmark is up and running again after severe weather damage forced it to shut down.
Oh, yes, we can. The famous dancers of the Moulin Rouge, the Red Mill, performing outside the iconic venue as its sails turned for the first time since a bad storm 14 months ago. Spoiler alert, not all the dancers are French. Jasmine's from Australia.
Everyone just couldn't wait to come out and see the windmills spin again.
Management said the repairs were a high priority because Paris, without the turning sails of the Moulin Rouge, just wouldn't be Paris. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:09.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show, live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. This summer, I'm getting relief from the hot sun whenever I need it with my motorized retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Sensors are also available that detect strong wind and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors all summer long. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $250 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Catch the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast on WTMJ.com.
Checking in with Debbie here. We've had wet roads and a tough drive.
Yeah, a little bit of a wet road kind of situation. We've got an accident northbound 41 at Mayfair Road. Both shoulder, actually now just the right shoulder has a car on it, or the crash on it. It's going to be a little bit slow past that scene all the way up to Capitol Drive. Southbound has a few pockets of heavy traffic south of Silver Spring heading towards Hampton and again south of Capitol Drive. Overall, the rest of the system is not really all that slow at the moment. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. For today, some scattered showers this morning, but dry time at midday. Partly cloudy, warm and humid. Evening thunderstorms likely. Highs in the low 80s. We hold on to the chance of rain overnight, mostly cloudy with a low of around 70. Partly cloudy, warm and humid for Saturday. Some more scattered showers and a few thunderstorms possible. A high of around 84. The sunshine is back for Sunday and Monday. Highs in the low to mid 80s. And we'll look for another slight chance of rain on Tuesday with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson. Wisconsin with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 68.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Sure hope the weather holds for all that is in store today. The funeral for fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder. Corder and his partner, you'll recall, Christopher McCrae, shot answering a call for a man firing off a gun in Milwaukee's Central City. That's just over 2 weeks ago now. Officer McCrae is recovering from his injuries.
Happening today.
So this morning, Officer Corder's body will travel with a small escort, we're told, from Milwaukee's south side to Elmbrook Church in Brookfield, the front end of a long day of folks paying their respects and mourning the loss of Officer Corder, also celebrating his life. We expect that first, what we would call a transference this morning in the 9 o'clock hour. The church is just north of Greenfield Avenue on Barker Road in Brookfield. And so this route will be primarily on the freeway, 894 to 94, and then getting off on Barker Road there in Waukesha, like Gerke's Corners, and then heading south. So the larger procession following the funeral, we expect there to be, as we've seen in the past, all kinds of folks who want to line that route as it makes its way to Wisconsin Memorial Park. I want to play you this from a woman. TMJ4 News caught up with her. She's been making special pins and gestures of thanks that she and her granddaughter have been handing out to officers.
I did it just to let them know that there are people out here who do love them, who do respect them, and do need them like me.
I know that sentiment is shared by so many of you who listen to our show, and a lot of folks will plan to be out there on the route. So the timing for that, the larger procession after the funeral, would be a visitation here, Erik, at 11 o'clock, and then the funeral service at 2:30.
So they said
after that.
Anywhere between 4 and 5,
Okay.
but MPD said probably closer to 5 is when the procession would start.
The place to be for that would be, again, the church, Elmbrook Church in Brookfield, is just north of Greenfield Avenue on Barker Road. So they'll head north on Barker, and then they'll turn right or eastbound on Capitol Drive. So Barker or Capitol Drive between there and Wisconsin Memorial Park, where Officer Corder will ultimately be laid to rest. That's where you want to be in the late afternoon, early evening if you want to see that procession.
There should be some spots for you to be able to do that. There's a lot of parking lots in some different businesses on Capitol Drive there. Barker's got even some residential in some of those spots, so there should be an area for you to get to. Pilgrim Road crosses over Capitol Drive, so I'm sure that there'll be a lot of people on that overpass.
You have some information on the memorial service itself.
Yes, so remarks will be given by 3 people, Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson, the police chief Jeffrey Norman, and also a Milwaukee police captain is expected to speak. There'll also be a message of hope from a bishop from Christian Faith Fellowship who's going to speak, and also George Papacristo, the chaplain who we've had on the program in years past. He will also speak today during the service. Flag's going to fly at half-staff today in the officer's honor as well.
We're on top of every step of this important day here on WTMJ. It is 7:15. We've got sports up next.
So, a buddy of mine didn't fix the AC for his wife because he had heard on some podcast that cold plunges boost metabolism and reduce inflammation.
Wait, he pitched a broken AC as a health benefit?
Yep, said they should embrace the chill, and she told him to embrace the couch.
Wow, that's legendary.
I told him that same-day service is literally what we do.
So call us at Capital Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. We bring the cool without the crazy for same-day repairs 7 days a week.
Call CapitalTears.com.
Hi, I'm Erik Brown, owner of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. We install anything decks and more. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Time to put up your holiday lights. What? Vince Vitrano here for Landworks Wisconsin. It can be time. You can do it right now. Landworks Wisconsin, these are the experts in permanent holiday lighting for your home. What's that? Well, what they do is listen to your vision. You know, what is it that you want your home to look like on those special seasons and occasions? And install now lighting that never has to come down. So all you got to do is turn it on. And then you can even get adjustable colors for every season. So you want to light the house up red because it's Valentine's Day or green for St. Patrick's Day, what have you. You can do that. And no more getting up on the ladder, especially during those winter months, freezing when you're stringing the lights up or taking them down. One time, done, forever, and beautiful. Get in touch with my team at Landworks Wisconsin now. Tell them Vinny sent you. LandworksWisconsin.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Brewers and Nationals tonight from American Family Field. Final series before the All-Star break. Quinn Priester on the mound for the Crew. The Brewers currently 2 games out of first place. So you have the All-Star game next week, but before that, starting Sunday after all the games are done, you got the MLB draft starting up. So they've changed it this year. There are only 2 days of the draft, so it starts 5 p.m. Sunday. They run through a few rounds then, and then they do rounds 4 through 20 all day on Monday. So they just crank.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, it seems like it would be. The Brewers have 5 selections on Sunday. First pick is the 20th pick. It'll be on MLB Network, also on ESPN. So you may have noticed the last couple of years they've really tried to make this an event, kind of make it more. It's never going to be like the NFL draft or the NBA
because we don't know a lot of these guys, right?
But at least it's something that they want to make you to kind of learn about these players and make it more entertaining. So Brewers senior VP and GM Matt Arnold was on Brewers 360 with us on Thursday, and you asked him that, like, hey, what do you think of how they're kind of ramping up the draft?
Obviously, it's a big deal in the NFL. It's a huge deal for us, and I think they, now they televise the selection process, and they're doing more around the draft as well, I think, with the combine and things like that. And so certainly it's a huge day. The difference, obviously, with the big leaguers is they're going to go right from wherever they are probably into some A-ball affiliate, and so there's a long way to go for those players, but certainly getting to know them along the way is a ton of fun. And so, yeah, I think having more eyes and ears on the draft is always a good thing for baseball.
So Brewers and Nationals tonight right here on WDTMJ Radio. It's Negro League game night tonight. Tomorrow, Brandon Woodruff returns. First game on the mound at American Family Field in a couple of years. It's also 90s shirt giveaway day tomorrow.
Outstanding. I hope it's 90s everything else night, too.
You got to play some Ace of Base in the PA, right?
Crisscross.
Some Pearl Jam. Crisscross.
Okay, why not? Bucks news coming today. The team will officially introduce free agent acquisition Miles Turner.
Bullseye!
Turner, head coach Doc Rivers, GM John Horst, all taking questions at noon our time. I say our time because they are in Las Vegas as the Bucks open Summer League play there. I want to add this note from the world of golf here in Wisconsin. We lost a good one. The name Carl Eunice is known to a lot of golfers in our state. Carl is from Ohio originally, but lived most of his life here in Wisconsin. Claim to fame professionally, he made the cut at the U.S. Open and actually finished in the top third of the field in 1967. Other folks in that tournament, Jack Nicklaus won the whole thing. Arnold Palmer finished second. So some extraordinary company. But Eunice had a short stint on the PGA Senior Tour as well, but was best known as a teacher of the game. He was a mentor to generations of golfers in our state, deeply involved in the PGA Juniors program, mentored 31 Evans scholars. And these are kids, they become caddies and then have the opportunity to earn college scholarships and oftentimes full rides to college because of their work and commitment as caddies. So Carl Eunice, a man deeply committed to the game and to young people here in Wisconsin, died at the age of 87. It is 7:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Is that knee, hip, or shoulder pain not getting any better? Are you stuck in a cycle of steroid shots and now they're talking surgery? Before you go down that road, hit pause for a second. Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. I want to tell you about something that helped a lot of people get their lives back without more meds, without going under the knife. It's QC Kinetics, leaders in regenerative medicine using treatments like advanced cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. I'm undergoing treatments right now. No masking the pain. It goes to the root of your problem. Their treatments contain growth factors and healing properties to maximize your own body's potential to heal itself. This is an important part. 92% of patients report satisfaction with the results. That's not just a number. It's peace of mind. It doesn't cost anything for a second opinion. Here's what you need to do. For real results that help let you move easier and live better, call QC Kinetics today at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Real results that will make you move easier and live better. That's QC Kinetics.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. I mean, there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I hope you'll join me every Saturday at 1 o'clock for Experience Wisconsin. We check in with communities, people, events throughout Wisconsin. We're going to show you some really fun stuff. Romantic getaways, family fun ideas. We've got it covered for you from top to bottom. This week, a great show. The Marcus Center for the Performing Arts has a cool event coming up. Lake Geneva, one of the special parts of our state, will be featured, and also Lake Lawn Resort. It's Experience Wisconsin right here on WTMJ.
722, what's happening on the drive, Debbie?
Well, still dealing with an accident on northbound 41 right at Mayfair Road. It is off on the right shoulder. Beyond that, more delays continue pretty much all the way up to Capitol Drive, so give yourself that extra time. We've also got on 41 southbound, right about at Main Street, left shoulder is blocked with broken down vehicle there. More delays then from Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive. Rest of the system so far looking okay. We have a new accident on 4394 southbound, just past Howard Avenue, right in the Plainfield curve. Left lane is blocked with this crash. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Partly cloudy, warm, humid today. We are going to see some more rain. Thunderstorms are likely later on today, a high of 83. Tonight, still a chance for showers and storms. Cloudy, a low of 70. Saturday, warm and humid, still some scattered showers and storms possible. Tomorrow, 84. Sunday, looks less humid and sunny, a high of 83. 723.
If they're improving the airport, why are they closing the road? Fair question for the folks out in Waukesha, as a road realignment is part of a big safety change.
Usually when you see a road getting realigned and redone, it's for the road traffic. This time, it's a little different. Airport manager for the Waukesha County Airport, Kurt Stanich, says this isn't just about paving roads. It's about adhering to rigorous federal standards that are decades in the making.
The FAA came through and determined that our safety areas off the end of the runways were insufficient for their standards. While it's a little bit different than road projects, it is a safety project for our road system that surrounds the airport to make sure that if anything would happen on the airport, that it's the most unlikely as possible that incident would affect our citizens traveling on the roads around us.
Think of it like this. The airport is creating larger, safer buffer zones around its runways. One visible change currently underway involves the realignment of Silvernail Road. This isn't the first time this road has been moved, with a previous shift in 1988 for runway expansion. But this time, the goal is purely safety.
We are moving the road as far west as possible in order to give the most amount of safety space for the people that are using the airport. So what that required was to take Silvernail Road from the short S-curve that it is, make it a little tighter of a bend down by Denny's, and kind of sweep through the area to the north and connect it back to Blue Mound Road.
The Silvernail Road relocation, which is phase 1 of this project, is expected to wrap up by mid to late August of this year, assuming Mother Nature cooperates, of course. But the work doesn't stop there. The next, even more impactful phase requires work on the runway itself.
That will add 400 feet of concrete to the runway, but it doesn't actually expand the capacity of our runway. We won't be able to accept larger airplanes or anything like that, but it does provide some of that overrun area that we need in order to have our safety areas as most safe as possible. What the 400 extra feet of pavement does is effectively shift the runway to the west.
This isn't about extending the runway for bigger jets, but rather shifting the existing usable runway to create that critical safety buffer. If an aircraft were to overrun the usable pavement, they'd land on more concrete, not grass. This construction is expected to run from early April through mid-August of next year, during which time some aircraft operations will experience a temporarily shortened runway. The ultimate benefit is about protecting everyone.
Statistically, the FAA studies have been proven correct that anytime those things happen, they happen within this designated runway safety area. And so by moving the road and extending a little bit of the pavement for that safety area, we're making sure that all of that safety area is within the airport boundary and none of that safety area goes over any surrounding roadways.
This infrastructure investment is largely federally funded, with the FAA providing a substantial 90% of the cost. The remaining 10% comes from the state of Wisconsin and the Airport Capital Project Fund. If you're curious to see these improvements firsthand or just want to learn a little bit more about the airport operations, Kurt invites everyone to a unique weekly event.
We also have our weekly Food Truck Friday, which is from 11 to 1:30 every week out here at the airport. We bring some food trucks out, have some picnic tables. It's a great way to get inside the fence, get to meet some aviators, see some airplanes, eat some great food, and ask as many questions as you like. We'd love to see everybody.
Now, phase 1 of the project, Silvernail's realignment, has started with full closures of that roadway until later in August. We have more information and maps online at WTMJ.com if you want to take a closer look. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
I always thought that was a little tight, these planes, particularly our landing, as opposed to, it's like,
you notice that?
Wow, that's tight.
You're driving along and
Right?
ducking in your car. Just like, ee.
Oh, sounds all good and interesting report. Thank you, Debbie. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed nearly 200 points in trading on Thursday to 44,651. The NASDAQ at 20,631 was up 19 points, and the S&P 500 up 17 to 6280. However, there's overnight tariff news. President Trump planning to boost tariffs on Canada once again, and that's driven the futures down. Wall Street opening about an hour from now, so we'll keep a close eye on that. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Paying you to live more comfortably and save money. A deal you don't want to pass up. Vince Vitrano here for USA Insulation, and I'm joined now by the owner, Jeff Baer. Hi, Jeff. Good to see you.
Hi, Vince. How you doing today?
Great. So in a moment, I'm going to have you walk through how federal and local programs can cover half the cost, if not more, of your home insulation project. But first, Jeff, what kind of insulation projects do homeowners work with you at USA Insulation on?
We have a variety of programs, Vince. We insulate the walls from the exterior of the home so we don't have to upset the inside of your home. We also will blow in loose fiberglass insulation into your attics, air seal them as well. And we put bad insulation in both your walls and ceiling if that's something that you're looking for.
How big of a difference can that make in a home, Jeff? If you've got that room or that area that's always too cold, or it's never cold enough in the summer?
Most of our customers are noticing it pretty much within 24 to 48 hours. It actually does happen that quickly.
Jeff Baer is with us from USA Insulation. So how can people save, what I said, 50% or more even on doing a project with you at USA Insulation?
Sure. There's focus on energy rebates that are available. There's also the Inflation Reduction Act, both the homes and the HERE program, which was recently rolled out. Both of those are options that most of our customers are seeing anywhere from 40 to probably 60+% off on most of their jobs.
So thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
What I love about this is not one of those things where after the fact, after I've paid out of pocket, then I have to go and try to find these places on the web or something like that. Like, you and your team can take care of that for your customers.
That's correct. Both our salespeople as well as our office staff, they're all fully trained on how to guide our customers into finding these programs, and then we help process all the information for them so that they can get those rebates back without having the pain of doing it themselves.
As we're coming up here in the summer and things are warming up, is this a good time to do a project? Are you too busy?
No, now's a great time to get it done. Beat the rush, because when it starts getting cold out, everyone else wants to get on.
Get started now at USA Insulation. That's usainsulation.net.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp. Banks. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Traffic is sponsored by the Amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
Enjoy the new all-you-can-eat Saturday breakfast buffet from 8 a.m. till noon for under $10 at the Mine Chef restaurant in downtown Hartford. Just walk on in. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Chef.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. In Central Texas, crews digging through piles of debris to try to locate the more than 160 people still missing after catastrophic flooding exactly a week ago. ABC's Trevor Ault has more from Kerrville. The city President Trump and the First Lady will be visiting this morning.
President Trump and the First Lady will be meeting with emergency
responders and grieving families, and he will also likely face questions about the response to this tragedy. He's so far only had praise for the government's response. He's referred to this flooding as a once in every 200 years event.
State Department firing more than 1,300 career diplomats and civil servants as a part of a reorganization plan announced earlier this year. Critics say it'll damage America's global leadership. State Department says it will streamline operations. 800 flight cancellations, 9,000 flight delays, all of it because of the weather in the Midwest. Most of those disruptions happening at O'Hare Airport. It's already said today's rain and lightning could also disrupt things. This is ABC News.
And things are slowing down a bit on 4394 southbound, where we have a crash right in the middle of the Plainfield curve. It's blocking the left lane, so just be careful with that. Northbound 41 is backed up a bit at Mayfair Road. We got that crash there off on the right shoulder, and the delays head right past the accident scene. Southbound's going to be slow from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today. A high of 83 degrees with humidity returning. We are in a dry spot right now, but thunderstorms expected to return. Chance of showers and storms tonight, mostly cloudy, low down to 70. For Saturday, partly cloudy, warm and humid, scattered showers and storms possible, high 84. And Sunday's high 83. Right now at 68. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder will be laid to rest later today. Officer Corder's body will be taken later this morning from Sass Funeral Home on Milwaukee's south side to Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. Following the celebration of life and the funeral, another procession will bring Corder to his final resting place at Wisconsin Memorial Park. Public is invited to watch that final procession this afternoon. It will run northbound along Barker Road from just north of Greenfield Avenue and then turning east on Capitol Drive in Brookfield. The burial will be a private ceremony. We have coverage of everything through the day here on WTMJ.
Tragedy on the far northwest side of Milwaukee. A 4-year-old child dead following a shooting overnight. This happened near 75th and Northridge Lakes Boulevard on the far northwest side. Now, police have said they are not seeking suspects in that shooting. Meanwhile, another deadly shooting involving a 39-year-old, that was near 51st and Hope. A suspect is in custody in that case.
Update now to a story that we first brought you earlier this month here on Wisconsin's Morning News. An employee at Signacast Manufacturing in Hartford being investigated for possible drug use while operating a smelting pot. It was preceding an explosion that happened at the facility. Our partners at TMJ4 News reporting police have requested a blood sample from an area hospital based on witness statements and evidence found after that July 3rd explosion. It left 5 people hurt.
Tuition is going up again for Universities of Wisconsin schools. Most resident undergrads will see a 5% hike this coming school year. Regent Haben Goydam.
These universities have done a tremendous job with the resources they have, and the faculty and staff need to be provided with the wages that are appropriate and commensurate to their work. And this is unfortunately the way to do it under the circumstances.
The Board of Regents passed that approval for that percentage on Thursday.
A common preservative used in flu vaccines could be phased out entirely.
It's called thimerosal, a mercury-based preservative that's been used in vaccines since the 1930s.
In settings like large clinics, community vaccination drives, where multiple doses are needed quickly.
Medical College of Wisconsin's Dr. Ben Weston says thimerosal was removed from almost all childhood vaccines in 2001 as a precautionary measure.
There's been multiple large-scale studies over decades that have consistently shown no evidence that thimerosal in vaccine causes harm.
Dr. Weston believes the flu shot experience for most of us will remain the same. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:35.
This report brought to you by J&J Contractors. Visit jjcontractorsllc.com.
Coming up, heading to Texas.
Imagine waking up to the updated kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. J&J Contractors is your preferred partner in all your home renovation needs. They can transform your kitchen with beautiful new floors, custom cabinetry, and more. Dreaming of a spa-like oasis with custom tile work and fixtures? J&J Contractors will design a bathroom that leaves you feeling relaxed and rejuvenated. For your free consultation, just search online, J&J Contractors, or call 414-423-9200. J&J Contractors. Welcome home.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Buck's set to introduce the new guy today. How come they're doing it in Las Vegas? Sports at 7:45.
Happening today, President Trump heads to Kerrville, Texas to assess the scope of the damage left behind by those deadly 4th of July flash floods.
We know President Trump is set to land around noon local time, and he's going to be taking this aerial tour to survey the damage and see some of the hardest hit areas. He is set to meet with local officials who are going to brief him, as well as meet with some first responders and victims' families.
So he's heading to Texas today. Meanwhile, the anniversary of the attempted assassination of then candidate Donald Trump is this weekend. And the Secret Service now suspending 6 personnel without pay over that failed assassination attempt. That news coming out. The president, by the way, is also going to address the matter once again.
The president called it a bad day.
I got whacked. There's no question about that.
In an interview to be aired this weekend on Fox News, Trump sat down with his daughter-in-law, Lara Trump.
I think they shot 8 bullets, and one got me, and one got another one, and one got another one, and one killed Corey, the firefighter.
The president also praised the sniper who took out the shooter.
Our sniper, within less than 5 seconds, was able to get him from a long distance with one shot.
Saying if he didn't do that, it would have been an even worse situation. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The one thing that's always bugged me about that situation was after he was shot, they let him stand back up. I mean, they took that iconic photo that everyone remembers now where he's got his fist up in the air and all that, and he's bloody and all that. That's always bothered me. Because why would you let that guy stand back up after someone just shot at him?
You're wondering whether protocol would have been to keep him down until you were sure.
Absolutely. How do you know there's not another threat? You clearly are under threat at that moment. Yeah, they had shot Crooks, but what are you doing?
How many different examples of failure at different points did we need? But that one was a visual one, no doubt. 7:38. This news report brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
It's Black Friday in July at Steinhoffels, where the deals are hotter than ever. Save 10% store-wide, plus get amazing specials like a beauty sleep mattress for just $399. And discover brand new arrivals, including solid wood panel beds and made-in-America dining tables. And don't forget, Steinhoffels makes shopping easier with 18-month, 0% interest financing. Steinhoffels, Wisconsin's #1 furniture and mattress destination. Shop in-store or at steinhoffels.com.
Tickets on sale now for EAA AirVenture Oshkosh. It's coming up quick. Vince Vitrano here. You can get your tickets at eaa.org/tickets today. And get ready for that unforgettable week. One of the best of the summer, July 21st through the 27th. All the only in Oshkosh moments with that week full of endless possibilities. Daily air shows, 2 air shows at night, world-class performers, historic aircraft displays, and a variety of hands-on activities for all ages. Youth 18 and under get in free, thanks in part to the Boeing Company. So don't wait. Get your tickets now. Lock in that day that you want to head out there. EAA.org/tickets.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Accurate Basement Repair and Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. At 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Flooring, carpeting, bath, or kitchen remodeling. Adair is the name Milwaukee has trusted for 65 years. This is Rob Adair. Ready to remodel? Give us a call, 761-3660. Get personal care from Adair, South 27th in Franklin.
Advent knows
20 to 8. Debbie, what do you see on the roads?
Well, we still have this accident southbound on 4394, just about in the Plainfield curve. Looks like the left lane is blocked with this, so it's going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze through there. Northbound 41, still dealing with an accident at Mayfair Road off on the right shoulder. Delays coming up from just north of Watertown Plank Road all the way up past North Avenue. You're back on the brakes right through the Capitol Drive area. Southbound is heavy from Appleton Avenue all the way down to Capitol. And 43 northbound now starting to slow down right around the North Avenue curve all the way up to about Locust. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, partly cloudy, warm and humid. Evening thunderstorms likely, high temperatures in the low 80s. Chance of showers and storms overnight, mostly cloudy with a low of around 70. We hold on to the heat and humidity for our Saturday. Some scattered showers and storms possible, highs in the mid 80s. Sunshine back on Sunday and Monday, highs in the low to mid 80s, and we'll look for another chance of showers and storms on Tuesday, partly cloudy with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Right now it's 68 in Milwaukee. .42, Wisconsin's morning news. Imagine having this feeling your whole life that you were living with someone who's not your real father. A Pewaukee author is sharing her story. Susan K. Worley telling WTMJ's Libby Collins about the day that she revealed that instinct to her dad.
It was the big secret of my family. When I was 16 years old, I remember driving in my dad's car, and I looked over at him and I said, "You're not my real dad, are you?" I could feel the energy. I could see his body language, tone of voice, the emotional energy. And I trusted that. And the look on his face, he was totally heartbroken, just heartbroken. And he said, "When you're older, we'll talk about it."
A lot more to that story. Local author and motivational coach Susan K. Worley has written 12 books. Her latest is titled Shift. And they're turning this into I guess they call it a docu-reality show.
Okay.
It's going to air in September on Hulu, Amazon, and Apple TV. Here she is talking about the show.
They all take an online assessment to find out where are they in the gut intelligence blueprint, what level of consciousness. Then they're given a challenge in an outdoor situation where it's scary things that they have to do. Because the whole key was to come up against your fear. And when you came up against your fear, were you using the skills from the gut intelligence blueprint, or were you stuck in the muck of your fear, self-doubt, and judgment?
That's actually a really interesting point. All of us deal with what we deal with, right? Various fears or anxieties or things,
Sure.
that, right? And there are tools to help you do that. But just because you're aware of them doesn't mean you use them. Right? So it sounds like, listen, we've given you these tools. Are you using them to overcome, to jump over those hurdles that are in front of you in your life? So that's Susan K. Worley. She shares how she turned her dreams and some gut instinct into this docu-reality TV show. She talks with Libby Collins Sunday morning, 11 a.m. on WTMJ Conversations.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. If you have big questions about inflation, money, and your retirement goals, join me Tuesday, July 15th with your questions as I co-host an Instant Insight webinar with Annex Wealth Management's Chief Economist, Brian Jacobson. It's July 15th at 9 a.m. It's free, but you must register. Go to WTMJ.com, click the Instant Insight Register Now button, or check out events at AnnexWealth.com. Tuesday, July 15th, 9 a.m. It's free, but you need to register.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Back at it tonight for your red-hot Milwaukee Brewers after sweeping
Let's
the Dodgers.
go. I don't even want a day off.
Right?
What are we going to do during the All-Star break? Yesterday, I was like, no Brewers tonight?
Yeah, you're going to lose your mind next week. Brewers and Nationals tonight from American Family Field. Final series before the All-Star break. Quinn Priester on the mound for the Crew. The Brewers are 2 games out of first place. The Cubs won last night. So you have the All-Star game next week. But before that, starting on Sunday evening, it's the MLB draft taking place. So it's a 2-day thing now for the MLB draft. They do the first 4 rounds Sunday night. And it's on TV. It's on ESPN and MLB Network. And the Brewers have 5 selections. Their first is the 20th overall pick. And then they do the rest of the rounds on Monday. It's pretty interesting. So Adam McCalvey, who's going to join us for Brewers 360 in an hour, he wrote for Brewers.com a draft preview story, right? And it had all these different little things about it. And he talked about a couple of years ago, the year they drafted rookie phenom Jacob Misiorowski. What made us laugh about draft night that day, or that in the story, is that the Brewers front office couldn't draft Misiorowski from the offices at AmFam Field. They weren't in their office space, in the war room, if you will, at AmFam. Why? Because there was a Motley Crue Def Leppard concert at the stadium that night. So they had to go move and be scattered in different spots because of it. So we asked Matt Arnold about it. He joined us yesterday.
Somehow they scheduled a concert the day of the draft, and so we had to call a quick audible, and we actually did the draft, I think, at Mark Attanasio's office downtown. And so we were we were kind of scattered all over the place, and it was a tight space, but, we had a lot of fun that day.
Isn't that funny how he laughs about it now? I can't imagine he was laughing when he was told there's a concert that night.
I wonder how soon out, too, he realized. I wonder if anyone bothered to tell him, or if he just saw them setting all this stuff up. And
The same
hey, what's going on?
day.
Oh, I got a concert on Sunday.
What?
What?
Are you kidding me?
It's the draft.
It ended up working out. I mean, they drafted Miz, I guess.
That worked out okay.
Hey, some other baseball news. This is pretty interesting. So Keith Hernandez, you remember him as a Mets player back in the day?
I remember him from Seinfeld.
Yeah, right. He's the color guy for SNY Mets, and he was in the booth during a Mets-Orioles game in Baltimore when a foul ball flew right past his head. What's interesting is he didn't even realize it.
Cedric Mullins fouls one back this way. That went right past Keith's ear, and he never saw it.
So then they show it in the preview, and it just whips right past his head. And then he startled after the ball already flew past him. He didn't even see it.
We can laugh about it now, but if that ball had been just a few feet more to the left,
that could have been dangerous.
You could have been done for the season, or maybe forever. You could have been back in the incinerator.
My eyes are going on me and my reflexes.
Yeah. So anyway, the Baltimore guys, MASN, also saw it, and this is what they said.
It's up. Oh, it's in the Mets booth. Well, Keith Hernandez is in there, and he was pretty good first baseman. He probably caught it.
Probably. Gary and Keith are in there right now.
So then they show him.
They look completely nonplussed.
They look like they've just called a doubleheader today.
As long as it didn't get the
We got to get them boys some coffee over there. I don't even know if Keith knows that ball even went in the booth.
No, he didn't.
Where was his brain in that moment?
I'm glad he wasn't hit. The video of him reacting to it after the fact is pretty good.
7:49 in Wisconsin's Morning News.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. For windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella Experience. The Pella Experience Center lets you see, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of windows and door options from 7 different Pella lines side by side. Stop by soon, because if you order by July 31st, you can get 0 interest for up to 5 years. Certain restrictions do apply. Visit the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield or schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
It's going to be humid today. The temperature's not too bad, but that humidity, you're going to need the air conditioner. And if it's working overtime, like one of those days it never shuts off, you're probably well past the time you should have USA Insulation out to the house. Vince Vitrano here for USA Insulation. You can give that air conditioner a break and your electric bills as well. You make a long-term investment that will pay you back from day one. So whether it's the premium injection foam that I talk about, the stuff that goes in your walls from bottom to top, or you can do batting or blow insulation in the attic, address various problem spots around your home. USA Insulation is the answer to saving on those heating and cooling costs. Now, right now, Jeff over there is offering a minimum savings of $2,000 off your insulation project of $5,000 or more. And right now is a great time to do the work. Jeff still has room on the schedule, but you want to start realizing those savings right now for the rest of the summer cooling season. So get in touch. Tell them Vinny sent you. Head to USA Insulation. That's usainsulation.net.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Debbie has an update on your morning drive here at 7:52.
Yeah, we got some problems. Northbound 4394, just north of north of the Mitchell interchange, I should say. We do have the two left lanes blocked with a crash. So backups all the way back to the airport spur. On the southbound side, we do have this other accident that's been there for a while in the Plainfield curve. It is off on the left shoulder now. We've got westbound 94 slowing down just a little bit as you're making your way from 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound on 41 backing up because of an accident at Mayfair Road, still dealing with that one. Just north of Watertown Plank Roads where your delays are starting. They continue all the way up to Hampton, southbound from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ forecast brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. 83 degrees, your high temperature today with humid conditions and thunderstorms likely late this afternoon and going into the evening hours. Mostly cloudy, low down to 70 tonight. For the weekend, 84 on Saturday under partly cloudy skies with scattered showers and storms. Sunday looks perfect. Mostly sunny, less humid, high 83. Right now at 70 in Milwaukee.
Idea Man.
The older players on the other team will come and just kind of, they like what they call it is we're going to try to find the fish. And you don't want to be the fish.
Innovative.
So my welcome to the NFL moment is as I get in my stance, they give me the little smirk like, buckle up. And I buckled up.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
And I thought to myself, I hope I get better at this because the thing is, you see it on film, every special teams coach is going to say, there's the fish. Go get him.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tausch, Major League Baseball has its draft starting this weekend. It goes into Monday. What you will not see is a sea of hundreds of thousands of people at some giant venue cheering and waiting and eating it all up.
Standing outside some stadium, right. Coors Field in Denver.
It's just not the spectacle for baseball that it is on a lesser degree in the NBA and certainly now what the NFL has turned it into. We talked with Brewers Senior VP and General Manager Matt Arnold about that. I think one of the challenges is we don't know any of these guys. I mean, sometimes they're drafting high schoolers. What is it, 25 rounds or something? 20 rounds. Like, I don't know how you make it a bigger spectacle. They're trying.
Yeah, I don't either. I think you look at the NBA does a pretty good job, and they are nowhere even in the same ballpark. No, I think the first thing is it's not, what does the old saying go, comparison is the thief of joy. I think if you're Major League Baseball, you're going to not have a ton of joy if you're going to compare yourself to what we saw up at Lambeau Field. But you could get better. I think you're seeing more college softball, college baseball on TV, and the only real way to get that excitement is for people to know who these players are. And even with that, it's just not going to compare out to what the NFL does. And so if you're trying to, we don't know. Like if we knew now that the Brewers are going to get Mizorowski and he was going to be this awesome for his first 5 or 6 starts, would Brewers fans be that much more excited if we had the first pick? Yeah, but would they go and, have hundreds of thousands of people at AmFam Field in order to celebrate that 6 years before he gets to the major leagues? I think you have a couple of things at play. It's not as popular of a sport, and then you have single A, double A, triple A. It's just a long journey to get to where it's major leagues. Whereas football, hey, baby, Matthew Golden, let's go. You're catching from Jordan Love next week, and we need you. And so I think the combination of all of those things makes me think that you can do things better, but I wouldn't try and get into a comparison game with what we see in the NFL.
I think what I would watch to a degree is if you can do, and I think Arnold was sort of hinting at this, Tausch, like, well, if we can meet some of these guys. So I would be interested in not even so much, okay, on the clock is St. Louis and whatever else, but like these top prospects.
The story of that guy.
Who are they? Show me some videos, some kid in high school, mowing down entire lineups and things like that. Or somebody who maybe has gone all the way through college who thinks maybe they might have a chance. I could get into some of the stories.
Yeah, I think part of it, that's another layer to this. You have kids getting drafted right out of high school, and then it's, well, how much longer is that going to take for this player to develop before we see them? And then what happens now? You see guys getting Tommy John surgery. They have to sit out a year. Time kills deals. Time will also kill some of that excitement. So there's all that. I would recommend Major League Baseball take a page out of the F1 Formula One racing playbook, and that is what you and Matt and Erik were talking about maybe is you have a Netflix special because following these top prospects, because there would be fascination. I'm sure. Listen, baseball, I'm going to a youth baseball tournament all weekend. It's going to be packed. There's going to be hundreds of teams. There is a lot of excitement about it, but you have to tell the story of the guys that are going to be getting drafted and find that compelling, just like when we talked about quarterback earlier this week. Mm-hmm. It sells. You want to have a reason to watch. You want to have some connectivity to whatever sport you're going to be involved in. And the best way to do that is to tell stories and also be really good at the sport. If you can combine those two things, all of a sudden interest will start growing. Again, not to the point where you're going to have 200,000 people sitting in a rainstorm to hear Mark Murphy talk about, to hear whatever second-round pick or third-round pick we're going to end up doing. But it could be a lot better than what it currently is. And you're doing it in the middle of your season? Right, what are we doing?
Right? Like, it is odd.
Yeah. Hey, the Brewers are playing. They got a game tonight, and then all of a sudden we'll see who they draft at 9 o'clock tonight. Do it in the off season. Find some time. I know this is a slow calendar time, sports-wise, but there's got to be somewhere better in the calendar that fits to draft players.
I don't care what business you're in. Wouldn't you hire Tausch as a consultant?
Yes.
I don't care if you know anything about the business. Tausch has you always have the best ideas.
Yeah.
Look,
here's the deal.
In a matter of minutes, you just came up with a fix for this on multiple levels.
I have a ton of great ideas. I need someone to be a big-time executioner, and I mean executing the game plan.
He's ideas guy. Mark Tauscher, ideas.
I am an ideas guy. There's no doubt about that.
7:59. Thanks, Tausch.
See you guys.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The Oak Creek Plan Commission recommends approval of site and architectural plans for a new headquarters that Dursey has planned for the city. The promotional exhibits business will relocate its corporate offices from Milwaukee to Oak Creek in 2027. Leaders of the Marcus Performing Arts Center call on Milwaukee County officials to extend financial support for the cultural institution until 2030. The request comes as the center anticipates draining its reserves in the next few months. The Tennessee-based Electric Research and Manufacturing Cooperative pays $24 million to buy an industrial park where it has been leasing since last year. The company's purchase of Bristol Business Park will support its expansion and growth. I'm Linda Spice for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ's Brandon Snide for Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. Their homecoming festival begins July 10th in Oconomowoc with 2 stages, 22 bands, 4 days, and 55 exhibitors, food trucks, and a wide variety of those icy cold beverages. This family-friendly environment also includes bingo, line dancing, 6 acres of motorcycle parking, and so much more. The 122nd Homecoming Festival begins and ends at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc. Go to WISHD.com or find them on Facebook. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
Lake Geneva. It's where families have been making memories around the water for generations. Lakeside resorts and spas, award-winning restaurants, and charming shops are just the beginning of an unforgettable summer getaway. Lake cruises, boating, and beach lounging let you soak up the sun, water, and family time. Hike a lakeshore path, stargaze from an iconic observatory, or soar above it all in a hot air balloon. Go ziplining, visit an animal safari, or see dancing horses. Start making your memories today at visitlakegeneva.com.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
Gotta get to Built Right today.
Forget all that chatter in Washington. Let's hear Milwaukee make some noise. It's the Brewers hosting the Nationals.
American Family Field, on their feet and in approval.
Our Brewers game day coverage starts tonight at 6 with Brewers warm-up on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Friday, July 11th. Our top story, funeral services for a fallen Milwaukee police officer.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Nearly 1 year since a near assassination.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and a couple of accidents near the Mitchell interchange. One on the northbound side, just north of the Mitchell interchange itself. We do have the 2 left lanes with a crash there. On the southbound side, heading into the Plainfield curve, we've got the left shoulder blocked. Actually, the left lane's blocked right now because the tow truck's on scene to try and get that out of there. So that's going to be affecting your ride heading through those areas. And northbound 41, still dealing with an accident right about at Mayfair Road. We've got the vehicles off on the right shoulder. Beyond that, delays stretch all the way up to Hampton. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Thunderstorms likely late this afternoon and into the evening hours today. A high of 83 degrees with a great deal of humidity. Chance of showers and storms overnight, low down to 70. Milwaukee now at 68. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Southeast Wisconsin comes together today to honor fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder.
Officer Corder's body will be transported this morning from Sass Funeral Home on Milwaukee's south side to Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. A celebration of life and funeral will take place at the church. Then another procession will bring Corder to his final resting place this afternoon at Wisconsin Memorial Park. The public is welcome to watch the final procession this afternoon, which will run along Barker Road and Capitol Drive in Brookfield. The burial service will be a private ceremony. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Tragedy on the far northwest side of Milwaukee. A 4-year-old child dead following a shooting overnight. This happened near 75th and Northridge Lakes Boulevard. No other real details are being released at the moment, although police have said they are not seeking suspects. In another shooting, a 39-year-old was killed near 51st and Hope. Someone is in custody in that one.
President Trump set to travel to Texas today. He plans to meet with officials and see and hear about the devastation caused by the catastrophic flooding now almost a week ago. CBS News correspondent Jason Allen in Kerrville reporting more than 170 people across the region are still missing.
Across the region of Texas known as Flash Flood Alley, there's no end in sight for the crews painstakingly sifting through every inch of the disaster zone.
It's all hands on deck.
Patrick Turk is a program director with Texas Search and Rescue. As people remain missing, he and his team will keep working to find them, even as they face new challenges.
Now we're dealing with the water being down drastically and huge debris fields that we have to sort through, and that takes a lot of time.
The flooding has officials here in Wisconsin reminding residents how to prepare for the unexpected.
It only takes a foot of water to sweep a car away.
Milwaukee County Chief Health Policy Advisor Dr. Ben Weston says it's important to know the risk in your area, have a family communication plan, and know alternate routes if you're on the road when the storms hit or when it's time to evacuate.
Any water can hide dangerous debris, sewage, even live power lines. So it's important to remember flooding can occur quickly, and even a little bit of planning can make a big difference to keep yourself and your family safe.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Weekend marks a year since the brazen attempt to assassinate then former President and candidate Trump in Pennsylvania as he was running for re-election.
6 agents on duty at the rally have been suspended. 5 Philadelphia field agents, along with one of the women assigned to Trump's team. Meanwhile, the so-called Big Beautiful Bill is giving the Secret Service a nearly $1.2 billion bump in funding, allowing them to revamp their training, communications, and drone technology. Earlier reviews found lack of funding was not to blame for any failures in Pennsylvania. A previous review found the Secret Service failed to perform at the elite level required to protect then-nominee Trump. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
News about your money stock futures pointing down at the moment as President Trump announced a new round of tariffs for Canada. The president says these new tariffs are necessary because Canada hasn't done enough to curb fentanyl from crossing into the U.S. The market's open at 8:30.
Coming up, a discovery more rare than winning a chocolate factory. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
As host of the Fix-It Show, I've talked to countless homeowners worried about musty basements, water seepage, and foundation cracks. And my answer is always the same. Call Accurate Basement Repair. They're not just Wisconsin's #1 rated foundation and waterproofing team. They deliver real peace of mind. I've recommended them for years because I know the quality of their work. And more importantly, the integrity behind it.
Wow, we're grateful for that trust, David. Every home we restore, we treat like our own. And that's what Accurate is all about.
They're not just good, they're accurate.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the podcast, Marcus and Chris are joined by Bucks beat reporter Jim Ozarski. Find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Hi, I'm Erik Brown, owner of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. We install anything decks and more. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:08.
Universities of Wisconsin undergrads can expect a 5% tuition increase in the coming school year.
The Universities of Wisconsin Board of Regents unanimously approved the increase. Regent Ashok Rai says it's necessary to remain cost competitive.
Our flagship has the 6th lowest resident undergraduate tuition of its 7 Midwest counterparts.
And President Jay Rothman says federal funding remains at risk around every corner.
As we work to expand access and grow the number of graduates we produce, threats to limit Pell Grant funding will jeopardize these efforts and ultimately have a negative impact on the Wisconsin economy.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
The Marcus Performing Arts Center is seeking more funding from Milwaukee County. A deal back in 2016 between the county and Marcus ends after this year. But the Arts Center wants to extend funding due to a more than $1.5 million deficit. Now, the Marcus president and CEO, Kevin Ginlinto, speaking during this week's Committee on Parks and Culture meeting.
We are experiencing a convergence of challenges that all happened at the same time. And we have made significant financial improvements, but we need more time to get to self-sufficiency, so our need remains.
Not every supervisor is on board with the idea, however. The Arts Center is asking the county for about $1.7 million in operational support. It would last over 5 years.
A museum in Denver, Colorado, known for its dinosaur displays, has made a fossil bone discovery closer to home than anyone expected.
When they drilled under the parking lot down more than 750 feet to study geothermal heating potential for the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, which is known for its dinosaur displays, they found a hockey puck-shaped dinosaur fossil. A museum curator says the chances of finding it right on site is like hitting a hole-in-one from the moon or winning the Willy Wonka factory. It's suspected of being part of a smallish dino from around 67 million years ago.
I think hitting a hole-in-one from the moon is probably harder. I mean, I see you working there.
Mr. Literal.
ABC's Chuck Sievertson reporting on that. Don't you think? For an assortment of reasons. First of all, the ball would burn up on reentry. I was waiting for the nerds drop. Nerds!
That's very good.
8:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We see you out there building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like 32-quart bags of oil dry floor absorbent or 200-count boxes of blue shop towels, $8.99 each. Duplicolor rubberized undercoat spray, $4.99. And new at Blaine's, AgriMaster Supreme Textured Chicken Feed, $15.99. Rewards members save an extra buck. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Veterans, have you explored your benefits lately? The Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs stands ready to serve Wisconsin veterans, their families, and their survivors. With our partners like your local county veteran service officer, we can help access the benefits you've earned and the support you need. For more information, please visit wisvets.com. That's wisvets.com. Message sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
At Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage, our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 less than the banks or the mortgage guys with the Rocket for exactly the same rate. Find out how much you can save at accunet.com.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Richlands.
At 8:12, what do you see on the roads, Debbie?
We're still dealing with a couple of accidents near the Mitchell interchange on 4394 southbound, left lane blocked with a crash right in the Plainfield curve. And then on the northbound side, we got one on the looks like the center lane is blocked. Northbound, just north of the Mitchell interchange. Delays stretching all the way back past the airport spur, though. Southbound 41, going to be heavy from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol. Northbound, just a little bit backed up from Mayfair Road up past North Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast is sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to see how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry. Brewers are at home tonight, so you want to tune into today's Brewers pregame show for the Big Fish roof update. This morning, roof closed, back panels open, as it could be steamy in there today. I would expect roof closed tonight because it's going to be humid and warm, with thunderstorms likely returning late this afternoon and into the evening. High of 83 degrees, chance of showers and storms through tonight, and a low down to 70. Right now it's 68 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Coming up on 8:15 on Wisconsin's Morning News this Friday morning. A solemn day ahead as we have the funeral for fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder coming up, with the visitation beginning later this morning, and then the funeral service this afternoon. Officer Corder and his partner Christopher McRae shot answering a call for a man who was firing off a gun in Milwaukee Central City. That's now 2 weeks ago. Officer McRae, as we know, was released from the hospital shortly thereafter. He's recovering from his injuries.
Happening today.
Within the hour, Officer Corder's body will travel with what we're told is a small escort. So this won't be the big procession. Not to say that there won't be squads and whatnot accompanying Officer Corder's body, but this will start on Milwaukee's south side at the funeral home, and his body will be taken to Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. We expect that sometime in the 9 o'clock hour this morning.
Right. They believe that they were going to arrive at Elmbrook around 9:30-ish, is what they said. So you'd imagine what that'd be about, maybe a 20, 25-minute trip.
Sure, especially if it's an escort. And I don't know that they're talking about shutting down the freeway or anything like that. It sounds like this is small scale, because the big event, which we'll talk about in a moment, will be that larger procession following the services this afternoon. Now, the church is just north of Greenfield Avenue. It's on Barker Road in Brookfield. So think like between Greenfield and the freeway there.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Barker Road, and we're told the route to the church this morning will be primarily on the freeway. So 894 on the south side, going up to 94. They'll get off near Gerke's Corners and head to the church. The larger procession, as I suggested, following the funeral, where we expect, as we've seen in the past, all kinds of folks lining the route, holding signs, waving flags. That's going to make its way to Wisconsin Memorial Park following services late this afternoon. TMJ4 News talked with this man, Jay Malash, who plans to be a part of it.
It's very emotional when you realize everybody in that car, what they're feeling. Now, it's as sad as any funeral situation, but even more so because it was totally unnecessary. So I've always supported the people in blue. I mean, they're out there doing their job. They're doing it every day, regardless of the risk. It's an amazing thing. They're amazing people.
And Milwaukee Police Department also put out a note encouraging people to come out and witness that procession this afternoon. They're grateful for people like this woman. This is just a woman. She and her granddaughter have been handing out these pins. They look like badges, and then they have special messages to police officers.
I did it just to let them know that there are people out here who do love them, who do respect them, and do need them like me.
So as far as the visitation and services, Eric, I've got visitation starting at 11 o'clock this morning at Elmbrook Church, and then the funeral service beginning at 2:30.
Right, and the MPD will stream that, so it will be something that you can follow along with if you would like to do so. As far as remarks that will be given during the funeral, Cavalier Johnson will speak, of course, the Milwaukee Mayor, Police Chief Jeffrey Norman, as well as a Milwaukee Police Captain. They all three will give remarks. There'll also be an address given by a bishop from the Christian Faith Fellowship Church. Also, George Papacristo, the police chaplain, who's been on the program before, he will also speak.
And we're told there are officers from law enforcement from not only all over Wisconsin, but outside of our state as well. Other agencies have sent representatives to pay their respects on behalf of those agencies from all over the country.
It's quite remarkable when you see that, because some of the squads look different, and you can tell they're from different areas, and sometimes you're shocked at how far away some of these folks came from.
Final resting place for Officer Corder will be Wisconsin Memorial Park. That's there on Capitol Drive. So as for that procession, late this afternoon, early evening, you had a timing on that? What were they telling us?
So they thought that like the honor guard and then the leaving of the funeral home the church this afternoon would be between 4 and 5, but they were leaning toward 5. They said probably expect closer to a 5 departure, just given everything that's happening and the length of the funeral and all that.
Well, the logistics of getting everybody in their squads and like for a large procession, how do we line up and who goes where and pulling out. So if you want to witness that, your best bet, really there's only 2 big roads. It's Barker Road, north of Greenfield, and then they'll turn right on Capitol Drive or head eastbound on Capitol as they make their way to Wisconsin Memorial Park, which is just west of 124th Street there in Brookfield. So if you want to be a part of that, and so many people do, that's where you'll want to be late this afternoon and evening. We've got WTMJ's Nigel Spencer heading out to the church this morning There's already a bit of a scene there. Folks are queuing up and gathering.
You know what else is happening today? It's Harley homecoming. So you wonder, too, with some of those Harley riders, if they will make it a point to see some of that procession. So, some of the sights we might see today could be pretty chilling just to see it. Also, don't forget the weather. The weather is supposed to get stormy at times today, later on in the day, so that's something to pay attention to.
Looks like the window on our dry weather might be closing right around late this afternoon and evening, so we will keep an eye on that as well. Coming up on 8:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie, what do you see on the roads right now?
We are seeing some delays out there, and pretty typical stuff, though. Northbound 41 backing up just past Capitol Drive, heading up towards Hampton. Southbound slowing down from Silver Spring down to about Capitol Drive. Still got those accidents. One on the southbound side of 4394, off on the left shoulder, right about in the Plainfield curve. Northbound heading through the Mitchell interchange, just about ready to be cleared up, but we do still have a lane blocked through that area, so be careful with that. The rest of the system so far is looking pretty good, though. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets Milwaukee, or if you prefer, Krista for Inspired Closets. Listen to this review from one of my fellow customers. My husband and I had every closet redone in our 1960s home that we purchased. Abby was great to work with. That's who Krista worked directly with over there. She made great design suggestions, was very professional, and ran an efficient process. I would highly recommend Inspired Closets and Abby. That was certainly our experience working with Katie and Dan and that whole amazing team with the vision and execution to transform our front hall closet. Want to see how your project will look? Visit Inspired Closets Milwaukee and you can see your project in 3D or begin the inspiration process. Just bump around online. So many beautiful photos and ideas. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Remember mixtapes?
Mixtape? Can you buy that at the hardware store?
It's not that kind of tape.
To make a mixtape, you would dub all your favorite songs onto one cassette.
Oh, I was more of an 8-track guy myself.
You know, the new Marshfield 7000 sofa at Penny Mustard reminds me of the world's greatest mixtape.
We have taken the latest and greatest components of every Penny Mustard configurable sofa and mixed them all together into one.
The Marshfield 7000 is the ultimate sofa.
It's absolutely stunning.
And the comfort level is off the charts.
I definitely see this sofa going all the way to #1.
It's kind of like a greatest hits album, except you can sit on it.
The Marshfield 7000 sofa, made in Wisconsin with a solid wood frame and hundreds of fabric and leather options, starting at just $21.26 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Hearing matters. It's not only about hearing better and interacting better, it's about protecting your health. Vita Hearing Care are going to take great care of you. Locally family-owned, 2 locations, Mount Pleasant and Waterford. I've been there. They've helped me. I have new hearing aids, and it's about embracing life's meaningful moments for me, my wife. Life is better. Every conversation, melody, and memory should be effortless. Vita will help get you there. Check out VitaHearingCare.com. That's VITA HearingCare.com.
While you may hail from the nation's capital, when we're up to bat, you'll be saying, holy mackerel.
Pitch is a fly ball deep center field. Back to the track. Bye-bye baseball, Christian Yelich. 465 feet for Yelich.
It's the Brewers and the Nationals in American Family Field. Our Brewers game day coverage starts tonight at 6 with Brewers Warm Up. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
This morning, as 166 people remain missing in the Texas floods, more stories of survival.
It's a miracle that we're alive.
The refrigerator was floating in the living room. There was furniture everywhere.
Boy, everybody who survived has some sort of harrowing story. Hope dwindling, though, now finding anybody else alive, as we're coming up on a week now since the devastating floods. Death toll surpassing 120 people.
Happening today.
President Trump expected to visit Central Texas today.
President Trump and the First Lady will be meeting with emergency responders and grieving families, and he will also likely face questions about the response to this tragedy. He's so far only had praise for the government's response. He's referred to this flooding as a once in every 200 years event.
That's ABC's Trevor Alt. He's in Kerrville, Texas.
And the president, and regardless of party or whatever, when you have a disaster, presidents like to visit and see it with their own eyes and meet with the folks, but always are sensitive to giving it enough time between the moment when rescue operations are still underway and cleanup and all of that, because a presidential visit carries with it a lot of stuff to do and a lot of that. So as we're coming up on a week, the president feeling now is the time for him to visit comes as we approach this anniversary of the assassination attempt on then former president and candidate Trump. That comes up on the day a year ago, Sunday, in Butler, Pennsylvania. My reflections on that day, and everybody's got a story. That's one of the where were you when, right? So when you first saw that video, when you first heard what happened, I mean, we were at a graduation party, which is what summers are for a lot of families. Yeah. And I remember catching the ire of my wife as I was locked into my phone for a moment. And, And you should, if you're out doing something, right? You want to be present, whatever.
Right,
so I know that look, and it was kind of like, hey, you're just going to be on your phone all day. We can go. I'm like, can you give me a second? Here's what just happened, and then shortly thereafter, I was at work.
Yeah, you were here.
Part of the reason that it was so important locally for us was because days later, the president was due to be in Milwaukee for the RNC convention, which was set to begin just after that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So there was all that, and there will be remembrances. I was surprised to learn apparently the president did a sit-down interview with Fox News. It was Laura Trump who's going to be asking him the questions, but he's going to reflect on that day a year out.
Yeah, they're going to run that this weekend. I do remember smirking when I was covering his acceptance speech at Fiserv, and he was like, hey, I'm not going to talk about this. I'm just going to talk about it this one time, and then we're going to talk. And I was like, really?
Because you will be asked again.
I have a hard time believing that. And yeah, of course, he has brought it up multiple times.
Something, though, you and I have talked about it that still... And I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist here. I don't have another theory or anything, but it just feels like, doesn't it, that we got through the details of how this happened pretty quick and then just sort of, like, I wanted more there. We have this guy, 20-year-old misguided youth, Thomas Matthew Crooks, who just showed up that one day and did what he did, and then he was killed by the sniper, and then, like, end of story, open and closed.
There are countless books about the JFK situation and Oswald and all that. Now, granted, different outcome in the situation there than this, but there's still countless books and documentaries and theories and beliefs, et cetera, et cetera. And in this one, everyone's kind of like, oh, okay, yep.
Okay, well, questions asked and answered.
There was at the moment, there was a banging of the drum to, like, investigate this and how could Secret Service have been so...
Right, the failures.
A sieve in the situation as far as security goes.
So we talked with Luke Barr earlier today. He's an ABC News investigative reporter, and he's been reviewing not only the investigation, but also the recent suspension of 6 additional U.S. Secret Service agents. But I sort of put the question to him, like, are we still looking at this? Is this thing still being investigated? I still struggle with getting to the outcome that no one seems to be loudly challenging, that this 20-year-old kid, Thomas Matthew Crooks, did this by himself, no help, I guess. Okay, well, that's what happened. Are investigations still happening?
Well, the answer is I don't believe so, because it's been looked at so much. And you think about the FBI has looked at it, the Secret Service has looked at it internally. There's been an independent review. Congress has looked at it, right? You think that if something certainly was off in Congress, they would blow the whistle. And so it's really hard to see another investigation turning up anything nefarious or I mean, in every one of these instances, you've got the same sort of fact pattern is laid out, which basically says that the Secret Service had a major communication failure on July 13th. And, basically they say that there were 2 communication rooms, one with the locals and one with the feds, including the Secret Service, and those 2 weren't really talking. And that is where the breakdown occurred. So it would be really, I'd be, quite surprised if there were any other actors that they found involved in this, or, any other investigations that were looked at, because it was looked at so thoroughly at the time, it happened.
It's ABC News law enforcement reporter Luke Barr, who joined us earlier from Washington this morning. So his point is the questions have been asked, they've been answered, and there's really nothing more there. Actually, to the point that you raised about the Kennedy assassination, Lee Harvey Oswald, the explanation that no one seems to want to accept, I suppose, is somewhat similar here in that, no, this guy was messed up and he acted alone. Right? Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, we haven't bought that.
And you know who hasn't banged the drum on this at all? The president.
Right. I think that's telling. If President Trump thought there was something else out there and it wasn't being said or wasn't being reported, right, he would bang the drum on it. Additionally, there were some theories floating around in the weeds early on that somehow this could have been an inside job or something done to promote the president or to propel him. If there was a Democrat who saw some sort of evidence or thought that was a plausible explanation, who still believed that person would be banging the drum on that. Right, you would hear those voices.
I do think there is still just a whether it's with any evidence or not, I still do think there's a belief out there by many that think that there was more theater done than we realize. I do think that seems to be a common conversation. Oh yeah, you really a lot of theater there. A lot of people wondering about the theater. But again, I'm not
right. You're
I'm
not suggesting that,
but I do
that's
think
out there.
that's an out there belief for sure.
I think if there were anyone mainstream who were supporting that, you would hear them on the daily. Yep. We would be hearing that, about that, yep. And so maybe it is just what it was. What it was for sure was an epic fail by the United States Secret Service, and that has been widely reported. Still, an effort to resolve that. 8:30 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Are you frustrated with those trendy weight loss shots? Whether you've hit a plateau, can't handle the side effects, or watch the pounds creep back after stopping, there's a better way. The Milwaukee Weight Loss Program has helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. Our doctor-developed program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast. Ready for real lasting results? Our caring team at Milwaukee Weight Loss is ready to help you achieve your weight loss goals. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. No crazy workouts, no meal kits or shakes, and definitely no meds or injections. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weight's actually stayed off. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-230-2777. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-230-2777. That's 800-230-2777. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
Hi, I'm Erik Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, reminding you to double-check your home. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family-owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. Call Siding Unlimited and visit sidingunlimited.com.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Buy one dinner, get one free 7 days a week at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club, serving lunch on Saturday from 11 till 2, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump visiting Central Texas today to assess catastrophic flooding that's killed 121 people. The visit coming as people slowly go back to their homes, or what's left of them, and tell stories of survival.
Residents begin returning with those deadly waters now receded. One couple surviving by hanging onto a pillar just outside their door.
We just held on for a couple more hours.
Finding their wedding rings in the debris.
ABC's Trevor Alt in Kerrville, Texas. A number of people unaccounted for, more than 160. Another barrage of Russian drones targeting Kharkiv region of Ukraine. 9 people injured, and a maternity hospital in Ukraine's second largest city was hit. This strike, one of a string of strong attacks this week. 1,300 State Department employees, including career diplomats, being let go as of today. State Department calls it a reorganization effort. Stock futures pointing down today after the president announced another round of tariffs for Canada, 35%, kicking in on August 1st. This is ABC News.
And things are still backing up on 4394 southbound, right in the Plainfield curve. They're wrapping up an accident there. Hopefully it'll be gone pretty soon, as I'm not seeing that many cars around that area anymore. However, we do have another crash northbound on 43, actually northbound on 94, off on the left shoulder heading into the Mitchell interchange. So that's something to keep in mind. Delays coming up from the airport spur to that point. Northbound 41, backing up around the North Avenue curve, and then again from Burleigh all the way up towards Hampton. Southbound's cleared up relatively nicely. Just a quick tap of the brakes through the Capitol Drive area. And north and southbound 43, just little pockets of heavy traffic right past Hampton and Silver Spring. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
High of 83 degrees today under humid conditions. Thunderstorms likely later this afternoon. Chance of showers and storms tonight. Low down to 70. Right now at 68 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, day of sadness and reflection as fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder will be laid to rest. His body due to be transported within the hour from Sass Funeral Home on Milwaukee's south side to Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. Following the celebration of life and funeral, another procession will bring Corder to his final resting place at Wisconsin Memorial Park.
2 people are dead, including a 4-year-old child, following 2 different shootings overnight in Milwaukee. A 4-year-old body found near 75th and Northridge Lakes Boulevard on the far northwest side. Don't have many details at the moment, but police have said they are not seeking suspects. In an unrelated shooting near 51st and Hope, a 39-year-old was killed. A suspect is in custody in that shooting.
An update now to a story we first brought you earlier this month in Wisconsin's Morning News. An employee at Signacast Manufacturing in Hartford is being investigated for possible drug use while operating a smelting pot. There was an explosion at that facility. Our partners at TMJ4 News reporting police have requested now a blood sample from an area hospital based on witness statements and evidence found after that July 3rd explosion. 5 people were hurt.
A common preservative used in some flu vaccines could be phased out entirely.
It's called thimerosal, a mercury-based preservative that's been used in vaccines since the 1930s.
In settings like large clinics, community vaccination drives, where multiple doses are needed quickly.
Medical College of Wisconsin's Dr. Ben Weston says thimerosal was removed from almost all childhood vaccines in 2001 as a precautionary measure.
There's been multiple large-scale studies over decades that have consistently shown no evidence that thimerosal in vaccine causes harm.
Dr. Weston believes the flu shot experience for most of us will remain the same. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The opening bell about 7 minutes ago, and markets are falling right now. Dow Jones Industrial Average down about 280 points to 44,370. S&P 500 slipping to 6247. That's off 34 points. And the NASDAQ is down 84 to 20,542. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:37. Something happening in Manhattan today is getting all the attention, but it's really not that special.
Save on sizzling summer favorites at Fleet Farm Summer Sale, July 10th through the 13th. 16-pound bags of Kingsford Charcoal or Matchlight briquettes are only $9.99. 24 packs of Fleet Farm drinking water are $5 for $10. And get a free $25 Fleet Farm gift card when you buy $100 worth of Columbia apparel or $100 of Ariat apparel. Stock up on all your summer needs at the best prices guaranteed at Fleet Farm. And check out even more weekly deals at fleetfarm.com.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake, tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind at the award-winning Caladora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen, explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Haven't you just had it with overpriced, overrated fish fries? Don't pay $16 or more. The Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford's all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is $7.99. WTMJ's John Mercure here. After a long week, don't cook. Relax with a cold beverage and a Friday fish fry for $7.99. The kids' menu starts at $3.99, and they can safely play in that huge game room away from the dining area while you finish up your meal. The Mine Shaft is super family-friendly. Your Saturday steak or prime rib dinner is under $25. Sunday brunch is under $15, far less than what you'll pay elsewhere. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and near the EAA in Oshkosh. Lots of seating, close parking, and a very friendly staff. Just walk in today for your all-you-can-eat beer-battered haddock fish fry for $7.99, serving from 11 a.m. Get there early. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Shaft. Check out mineshaft.restaurant.com.
You've heard this term before. It happens twice a year. Second time this year. In fact, it just happened a couple of months ago. The sun will align perfectly with the Manhattan Street grid to create Manhattan Herringe. Manhattan Henge, of course, stemming from Stonehenge, where it's because of the solstice. You can go to Stonehenge there and see everything so perfectly lined with the sun. Well, Manhattan Henge means that the sun lines up perfectly with the Manhattan street grid. So that's happening again today. I really appreciate this. I don't think he meant to be snarky, but it comes off a little snarky. So this is Franklin Institute chief astronomer Derek Pitts, who says that, you can really create this Manhattan Henge anywhere.
All you have to do is figure out where you can find an east-west street in your neighborhood, and then look at the sunrise and sunset times and positions along the horizon to figure out which one of those streets might line up directly with the sun on a particular date, and you can have your own henge right where you are.
Oh, so he's suggesting Wisconsin Avenue might also produce a henge.
Yes, correct. And we should be paying attention to that. Milwaukee Henge. We'll have to start doing that.
I texted New York Kid this morning to see if she was in on that.
She's like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. She's totally going to be like, I don't know what this means. I'm like, you live there.
It wouldn't shock me if actually more of the country knew about it than people who actually lived in New York.
That's true. 841. Brewers 360 up next. We'll talk with MLB.com's Adam McCalvey just on the other side. But first, we'll get an update on the roads here. Debbie.
Yeah, we have an accident northbound on 94 just before you get to the Mitchell interchange off on the left shoulder. So watch out for delays coming up from the airport spur past that point. And although I'm not really seeing anything in the Plainfield curve anymore, you still have it up on the board. 94-43 southbound right in the Plainfield curve. I think that's pretty much cleared up because I'm not seeing any delays with that either. Southbound 41 backing up from Silver Spring down to Capitol. Northbound's heavy from Hampton up past Capitol, almost to Hampton. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them. That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
But the car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adamm.com.
Well, you know what we're about to probably get a bumper crop of here pretty soon with all the rain that we've had and the humidity. Mosquito time. Vince Vitrano here for the Bugman and Queen Bee, your best in local pest defense. And I spoke with Adam not long ago, said he's getting a lot of calls for ants right now. The kind that build a little colony outside and then they come into the house. But he's also recommending, in addition to ant treatment, those mosquito treatments, especially if you've got backyard activities. They can treat the foliage all around the yard, put that bumper crop of mosquitoes down so you can enjoy your yard through the summer. Flea and ticks as well. Adam told me we want to help people protect their families from ticks and their dogs from fleas and ticks by having us out and treat the property. Local, family, veteran-owned and operated. And here's a great deal for you, 20% off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. It's the Bugman, queenbee.com.
Tickets are on sale now for EAA Air Venture Oshkosh. Get your tickets at EAA.org/tickets for an unforgettable week. One of the great things we do in Wisconsin every year is EAA. July 21st through the 27th, experience all the cool stuff. Daily air shows, including some at night, world-class performers, historic aircraft displays, and a variety of hands-on activities for all ages. 18 and under get in free, thanks in part to the Boeing Company. Don't wait. Get your tickets today at EAA.org/tickets. EAA Air Venture Oshkosh.
We see you out there building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like $4 off Nutrina animal feeds, including new varieties, $1 off select Tribute horse feed, 50-pound Champion's Choice white salt blocks, $6.49. Plus, we offer Blaine's Best Price Promise, guaranteeing you the lowest price with us or we'll match it. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
844 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting. And on the line from MLB.com, Brewers beat writer Adam McCalvey. Morning, Adam.
Good morning.
Hey, dude, so we got the Nationals in town for our final series before the All-Star break. The Nationals are not a good baseball team. They've got 38 wins on the season. But I don't know. Maybe it's just you cover it closely, so you might produce some statistics that tell me I'm wrong. But it just feels like the Brewers often scuffle against these crummy teams and yet sweep the Dodgers.
Well, I think that's like a just baseball sort of situation because the Rockies can win a series from you, and they're not very good at all either. You don't know when you're going to catch a team, and they have a good week. So I don't think that, that's why Pat Murphy always says you don't take anybody lightly, and the Nationals have, James Wood is a really exciting young player. They can beat you too. So you have to take that energy into every day, and that is the biggest challenge of a 162-game season.
It's funny. That's when Murph tells you, and it's often your question in there, and he's like, "Well, hats off to the Nationals." I mean, these kids, this guy, right? Murph is more impressed with every other team in Major League Baseball than any other manager.
Well, look, I mean, I've covered some pretty bad Brewers teams early, and they'd pluck series wins here and there, and they'd rattle off 10-game stretches where they win 7 or 8, and you'd think, "Oh my gosh, here they come!
Here we go!"
Turnaround. And then, then it wouldn't happen because you don't have the talent to sustain it. And that the Brewers have sustained this, at least regular season success for this number of years, it is really impressive, and it's really easy to take it for granted. And when you make the playoffs all the time, it becomes normal. And those of us who are a little longer in the tooth can tell you that is not normal for this city. There were years where the playoffs did not happen every year or any year. So it's been pretty impressive the way that they've sustained it and turned it over. We'll see the trade that look, we're trade deadline time. We're talking about All-Star game, draft is coming up, and then boom, the trade deadline really sneaks up on you. But they have some really interesting choices this year about do they part with some of this pitching surplus to either fill in offensively or just continue to turn over new talent that they're going to have for the next 5 or 6 years.
I'm glad you brought that up, Adam.
Yeah.
Well, because we heard, obviously, I know you were reporting on it too. Nestor Cortez pitched yesterday in rehab and looked all right, and he's still going through rehab. He's another arm you're going to get back, and it would seem like it would seem like this is the year when you have the pitching, you seem to have a surplus, like you just mentioned. Like if you're going to go get a bat, it can't be Andrew Vaughn, even though he is going to be the MVP. You have to get you have to make a trade that might hurt a little bit to get like a legitimate bat, like get just a guy who can mash.
Well, here's what I would say about that. Those are hard guys to get in deadline trades. So the Brewers have, if you think about recent years, they've actually done a pretty good job of getting bats for 2 months. And they picked up, remember, Mark Canha was excellent for them. Or Carlos Santana was great. I'd have to look at list of trades to come up with others, but they've done a decent job of picking guys that then have a little impact. But I think what they really, if you're going to trade, if you're going to really go out on a limb and trade Freddie Peralta, which would be very unpopular, but the Brewers do not make trades for PR purposes. They make trades to bring in guys who they think they can help for the next 5 years. If you're going to get that kind of bat who can help you for 5 years, it's really hard to find those types of guys because teams don't want to trade them. And to me, those trades happen more often in the off season, where you bring in the ultimate example is Christian Yelich.
Right.
That was a guy who was controllable, who was good, a good player. If you go look at the comments after that trade, people hated that trade. I would say the majority hated the trade, then loved it. And it turned out to be a franchise-altering trade for the Brewers. So, look, the expectations are always really high at the trade deadline. It's an exciting time. There's all this chatter. You want to get better. Your teams, right now, the Brewers are in wild card position. There's a lot of juice at this time of year. But to make a big trade like that is pretty difficult. It's more likely that they make deals that sort of help you a little bit, and you hope to get a guy who catches fire. Those are way more likely to make those kinds of trades in July.
MLB.com's Adam McCalvy with us this morning. Adam, how do you see things playing out through the season for Jacob Misiorowski? I mean, the kid has dazzled. He's been amazing. He's surpassed expectation. But we keep hearing about, but he's so new, if not a pitch count in total, there's an inning count. And Like the math doesn't work out for him to be a regular starter for the rest of the season.
Through the end of October.
Right, through the end of October.
Yeah.
So what do we do with this kid?
I think it's going to be a combination of things. Well, first of all, it's important for him to use his off days to rest. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but he enjoyed a Miller Brewery tour yesterday.
That was awesome.
That's rest.
The most Milwaukee thing ever. And now we need to get him over to third space and lakefront.
Yes, right. I mean, would you prefer he sat in bed, Adam? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, I think that's great. I love it. A guy going out and embracing the city.
Yeah.
I mean, when Erik Thames was here, remember he was a big beer guy. And he'd go out and explore the breweries. I think that is awesome. And it's great to see a guy embrace the community and the way the community is embracing him. I am all for that. I think it's great. As far as like the future, the way I think of it is more like a stress limit, not innings or pitches, because as Pat Murphy has said, and the pitching coaches will tell you, every inning, every pitch is not created equally. It's those stressful outings. It's the stressful innings. It's the big velo pitches and bunches that can put a strain on a guy. And I think they have really sophisticated ways of monitoring where he's at on that meter, and they're going to adjust accordingly. We don't know how they're going to handle the All-Star break, for example. This is an opportunity. Say he's one of your last starters coming out of the break. That's a chance to give him, 10 days off? Something like that, almost 2 weeks off. That's an option. They can do shorter starts, which they've already done in some of these outings. Even though he's pitching well, they can skip a start here or there. And look, with Nestor Cortez, as you mentioned, coming back, if Brandon Woodruff continues to be healthy and effective, they can use extra starters and just give everybody extra rest. They do right now have, and look, right now is the key phrase because we've seen how quick this changes. Right now, it looks like they have a surplus of pitching because they've got the guys they have pitching well in the major leagues. They've got Nestor Cortez coming back. They've got, don't forget, Tobias Myers at AAA, I think, who gave 6 scoreless in his last outing. They've got Logan Henderson, who's a really good prospect, not a Mizorowski-level sort of buzz, but look what he's done in his Brewers starts. He's pitching at AAA because of depth. Many teams he'd be pitching in the big leagues right now. So there's an opportunity to use those guys to spell Jacob Mizorowski here and there, keep him in a good place that if the Brewers do get to October, which is their goal again, that he's obviously, available and a factor for you because that's what you want.
Or there's an opportunity to send one of those pitchers to Arizona, to the Diamondbacks, and get a big bat pack and put it in the lineup.
Did you not listen earlier to Adam, Erik?
Are you thinking about Mr. Suarez?
A little bit.
You want to see him manning third?
Just a little bit.
He could hit some homers at American Family Field. That's a good name.
MLB.com's Adam McCalvey live with us this morning. Thanks, Adam.
Enjoy the break, bud.
Bye, guys.
Last time before 9 o'clock here, Debbie.
All right. Well, we've got northbound 94 heading into the Mitchell interchange. We've got a crash on the left shoulder, so watch out for that. Delays backing up into the airport spur. Southbound on 41 backing up from about Silver Spring down to Capitol. Northbound a bit tight right around the North Avenue curve. And just heads up, they are going to be starting to leave the funeral home with Officer Corder, and they're going to be making their way up to the Elmbrook Church. That's Barker and Greenfield Avenue. So something to be careful of as they're going through, just give them a wide berth. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year. But for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Imagine that unbelievable new deck in your backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 timber tech deck builder. Building new decks and replacing old ones, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax in your own backyard. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom and visit outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
Summer is finally here. We're outside and maybe noticing the condition of our old windows. Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors, your local experts in stylish, energy-efficient replacement windows. Boost your curb appeal with top brands like Pella, Anderson, and Marvin, tailored to fit your home, your style, and your budget. Plus, installation by employee carpenters. Wood, vinyl, fiberglass, all on display in their newly remodeled New Berlin showroom. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. Visit hometownwindows.com today.
Here's to experiencing it all this summer in Wisconsin. Every deliciously cheesy, rockin', magical, fireworks-filled, festival-loving moment. There's Cheese Curd Fest in Ellsworth, Strawberry Fest in Cedarburg, Festival of the Arts in Stevens Point, and the Renaissance Fair in Bristol, Honor the Earth Powwow in Hayward, Mile of Music in Appleton, Venetian Fest, Bratfest, Summerfest. So many fests for your whole crew. Find them all at travelwisconsin.com.
Unfortunately, violence is on the rise in Milwaukee, and this is a problem which impacts us all. But together we can make a difference. Please join me and the 620 WTMJ team on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. to noon for our third annual Walk Against Violence, supported by 1MKE. Now it's time to bring an end to the senseless violence in our community and to encourage a safer Milwaukee for us all. To join our Walk Against Violence on Saturday, July 12th, visit 1017thetruth.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a procession for fallen officer Kendall Corder is just about to get underway from 60th and Layton from the funeral home. His casket was just put into the hearse just moments ago. They had a small ceremony.
Yeah, Milwaukee Police Honor Guard. All the flags, the colors out front as his body was taken from the funeral home and placed in the hearse, as Erik mentioned. MPD motorcycle cops have gotten on their bikes here and are getting ready to lead that out.
So there's about a dozen cops there on motorcycles, also some squads. And then they will head out and take him to Brookfield, to the Elmbrook Church there on Barker Road. So they will be on the highway for part of this procession. As of now, you can expect to see that if you're on the highways. You know, one thing to pay attention to, they might shut down depending on how this is going. They might close down a lane or two. We haven't gotten full details as to how this smaller procession will work. We do know that the longer procession will have shut down of the roadways.
But you're right. This is expected to impact freeway traffic. They're supposed to get on 894 at 27th Street and then take that west and then take the bypass continuing up to I-94 through the Zoo interchange, and then they'll head out to about Gerke's Corners there where they'll make their way onto Barker Road. So in the next half hour or so, you will be impacted by that if you're on the freeway system as this procession gets underway. The visitation is at 11 o'clock and funeral service at 2:30.
And then the final procession around 5-ish this evening is the expectation. One of the interesting little nuggets about this, when this happens, is that casket's always got an escort. There's always someone there at all times. Pretty unique moment. Kind of gives you chills to think about how much ceremony is also part of something that is so sad and so somber. And it looks like, is that them now? It just looks like the first of the procession. Some of the unmarked vehicles are now leaving. I'm going to bring that audio down just a bit, just not to, if you're in your car, we don't want to throw you off and have you hearing the sirens. But looks like some of the unmarked cars are now beginning as this funeral procession will begin.
8:58 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The Oak Creek Plan Commission recommends approval of site and architectural plans for a new headquarters that Dursey has planned for the city. The promotional exhibits business will relocate its corporate offices from Milwaukee to Oak Creek in 2027. Leaders of the Marcus Performing Arts Center call on Milwaukee County officials to extend financial support for the cultural institution until 2030. The request comes as the center anticipates draining its reserves in the next few months. The Tennessee-based Electric Research and Manufacturing Cooperative pays $24 million to buy an industrial park where it has been leasing since last year. The company's purchase of Bristol Business Park will support its expansion and growth. I'm Linda Spice from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
When traveling at 20 miles per hour, the average stopping distance is about 40 feet.
That stopping power is calculated in both thinking and braking distance.
And assuming you've got the thinking and braking part down, the only thing left is good tires.
Just Google Richlands to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 convenient locations.
And rest assured, we'll put you in the right tire no matter what sort of vehicle you drive.
Plus, every tire purchase that we install automatically comes with our free flat tire protection plan.
5 conveniently located facilities, all AAA approved.
And all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to install your tires.
So Google Richlands.
Or go to richlands.com.
And remember to be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you have good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
Due for Tire Service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
You know, I couldn't stop talking about it to my family and friends. My knees are my trouble spot. But for me to tell them now that I'm doing so much better, they were amazed, and I've been amazed.
QC Kinetics Cellular Therapies. Yes, it is amazing how these non-surgical treatments deliver joint pain relief for patients like Dr. Erik Williams, a successful chiropractor.
Each week, I just started noticing that I could sleep and not have pain. I could play pickleball. I could do a CrossFit exercise routine.
QC Kinetics revitalizes your joints so you can move again without the pain pills or invasive surgery.
You know, I'm 60 years old and I want to stay competitive as long as I can. And QC has allowed me to do that. They did me right and really made a difference in my life.
Book your free consultation with QC Kinetics today and experience the difference for yourself.
I like to go, move, move, move.
QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Forget all that chatter in Washington. Let's hear Milwaukee make some noise. It's the Brewers hosting the Nationals.
American Family Field, on their feet and in approval.
Our Brewers game day coverage starts tonight at 6 with Brewers warm-up on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 9 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, July 11th, our top story. Procession underway for a fallen Milwaukee cop.
I'm Erik Bilstad. A presidential visit to Texas.
Your Storm Team forecast for today brought to you by Sweet Tox Med Spa. Your goals are our goals. Partly cloudy, warm and humid today, with thunderstorms likely at a high of 83. Low down to 70 tonight with a chance of showers and storms. Right now at 68 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, happening right now, a procession transporting fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder that has departed this site for his funeral. That sound from the live feed we're getting, Erik. So,
yep. This is from TMJ4 News near 60th and Layton, as all the vehicles have now left that funeral home on their way now to Elmbrook Church in Brookfield on Barker Road.
Should be getting on 894, the bypass there off of 27th Street fairly soon, and then making their way to Brookfield, as Erik suggested, the celebration of life and funeral, with then another procession to follow. And we'll bring Officer Corder to his final resting place at Wisconsin Memorial Park later today. The public encouraged to watch the final procession this afternoon in person, running along Barker Road and Capitol Drive in Brookfield. The burial will be a private ceremony.
Tragedy on the northwest side of Milwaukee. A 4-year-old child dead following a shooting overnight. This was near 75th and Northridge Lakes Boulevard on the far northwest side. Police have said that they are not seeking suspects, although we don't have any other details at this moment. Meanwhile, there was another deadly shooting unrelated near 51st and Hope. A suspect is in custody for that shooting.
A week after that flash flooding killed some 120 people, the search continues for more than 160 others who are unaccounted for in Texas Hill Country.
This is Jim Ryan.
It's just like trying to get our hands around, what's going on.
Sharon Mays lives in the flood-ravaged area of central Texas, and as President Trump arrives to tour the flood zone,
the outpour of love, the outpour of support locally to President Trump, it's just unbelievable.
A major disaster declaration frees up federal resources for people like Mays to at least start the recovery. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Wisconsin is opening its doors for more filmmakers to bring projects to the state. As part of the newly signed biennial budget, any production that comes to Wisconsin will receive a $5 million incentive. UW Oshkosh film student James Tischler tells NBC 26 it's a major win.
It's the golden goose. It's exactly what Wisconsin needed, because there's tons of places around Wisconsin where you can make films, especially for small creators like me.
The new state budget also creates a state film office that will be added to the State Department of Tourism.
Meanwhile, the Marcus Performing Arts Center in Milwaukee facing a more than $1.5 million deficit. Now, an agreement back in 2016 between the Arts Center and Milwaukee County is set to expire at the end of this year. Marcus Center leaders now asking for more money. They said they need more time to become self-sufficient. County Supervisor Sheldon Wasserman with words of warning during this week's committee hearing on the matter.
We don't have an endless supply of money. I mean, it is really tight. And I think there are going to be some failures in the arts community in Milwaukee. And the money that from those who fail will go to those who survive.
Marcus Center seeking $1.7 million in operational support over the next 5 years.
News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. Yes, market's a bit spooked after the president's tariff threat, the latest one to Canada. Right now, the Dow is starting the day down. It's off right now. I'm going to get you the right number. It's off 260. The NASDAQ is down 45, and the S&P down 27.
Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time 9:06.
Save on sizzling summer favorites at Fleet Farm Summer Sale, July 10th through the 13th. 16-pound bags of Kingsford Charcoal or Matchlight briquettes are only $9.99. 24 packs of Fleet Farm drinking water are $5 for $10. And get a free $25 Fleet Farm gift card when you buy $100 worth of Columbia apparel or $100 of Ariat apparel. Stock up on all your summer needs at the best prices guaranteed at Fleet Farm. And check out even more weekly deals at fleetfarm.com.
Set sail on an unforgettable adventure with Celebrity Cruises. Discover exclusive offers only available through Fox World Travel during the Fox exclusive July sale. Experience luxury at sea with world-class dining, exhilarating entertainment, and stunning destinations. Whether you're dreaming of the Caribbean, Alaska, or beyond, we've got the perfect cruise for you. Book now to enjoy stackable discounts only at Fox World Travel. The sale ends July 25th. Don't miss out.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars? Each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Back to work for your Milwaukee Brewers tonight. Crew welcome the Nationals to American Family Field. Final series before the All-Star break. Our coverage begins at just after the 6 o'clock news here on WTMJ. And the Bucks planning a news conference later today to officially welcome their new free agency acquisitions.
WTMJ time saver traffic. So the procession has just gotten onto 894, and they'll head north toward the zoo and then take 94 west from there. So
sounds like the plan.
So if you are on the interstate, you may see that may shut you down for a bit. Just know that that's
quick moving.
Yep, they're moving quickly, and if you see slowdowns in that area, that you can expect that to be the reason for that.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy, warm and humid today. Afternoon thunderstorms likely, high of 83. Chance of showers and storms, so mostly cloudy tonight, low down to 70. For Saturday, partly cloudy, warm and humid. Scattered showers and storms possible on Saturday, high 84. Sunday looks perfect, mostly sunny, less humid, high 83. Monday, mostly sunny and warm, 86 degrees your high temp. And for Tuesday, we bring back a slight chance for shower or storm. Otherwise, partly cloudy, high 87. Right now, it's 70 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Just about 10 minutes after 9 on Wisconsin's Morning News. As we've been covering here since the top of the hour, the procession, the transference of the body of fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder is underway. He is being taken from the Southside Funeral Home in Milwaukee to Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. They're on the freeway right now, 894, the southern bypass, headed westbound toward the Mitchell interchange. They get to the Mitchell yet?
Not yet.
Doesn't look like it. So your traffic impact will be northbound then on 894 into the Zoo interchange, and then westbound on I-94 out to Gerke's Corners, then off onto Barker Road and to Elmbrook Church in Brookfield, which is just north of Greenfield Avenue. And we expect this to wrap up within 20 minutes or so, and for Officer Corder's body to arrive at the church about 9:30 this morning.
And for those wondering, traffic is moving in the opposite direction. You can see that now in 894 there near 60th is where they are. It's about vehicles, it's about 10 vehicles in the procession, not including the motorcycles.
And moving rather quickly. So the traffic impact for you here as we get the tail end of the morning rush will be minimal. Traffic moving very well behind it. So this will wrap up within about 15, 20 minutes once that hearse arrives at the church. Let's go out to Brookfield right now. WTMJ's Nazir Spencer is at Elmbrook Church, where visitation is set to begin at 11 o'clock this morning. Nazir, I imagine people are already beginning to gather.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. The officers are all lined up right now in front of the main entrance, ready to honor Officer Kendall Corder. They got the ambulance out here for, they got the firefighters as well. They got the horses out, all here to just pay their respect to Officer Kendall Corder.
Any regular old folks? Because we know late this afternoon and early evening, Nazir, is when the big procession takes place once the funeral has wrapped up and Officer Corder's body makes its way to his final resting place at Wisconsin Memorial Park. We know a lot of people will be part of that, but any regular old folks there awaiting this arrival yet?
Not that I've seen so far yet. I'm sure there will be in a few minutes here as people are still kind of piling in, whether that's officers coming to support or just regular folk. But I've seen maybe 2 or 3 people walking around. I know people are coming in to Elmbrook Church to do, their service or their services, whatever they have going on Fridays. But otherwise, not too many people out here at the moment.
So they are awaiting the arrival of the procession. It would appear that several flags are on hand. A ceremony of some type would take place as soon as they arrive.
Yeah, absolutely. They got the flags ready right at the front entrance. They are lined up with the flag with the firefighter truck. They have the flag hanging above that as you enter the parking lot. They have flags set up all across the grass in line and in order. So when you drive in, you see all the American flags, and then you come in and see all the officers lined up. And yeah, it's mainly just the officers here at the moment, just still piling in.
Nazir Spencer live with us covering the funeral, which begins with the visitation at Elmbrook Church at 11 o'clock and then the funeral service at 2:30 this afternoon. Thanks, Nazir.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, guys.
We do see the procession is now starting to make its way north on 894 as it makes that turn toward where it'll head up north towards the Zoo interchange and then head west from there.
Other breaking news at the moment. We told you earlier President Trump is headed to Texas today to see firsthand the devastation from the weekend floods and offer continued federal support. He is speaking now with reporters before he heads out. This is at the White House.
Country anywhere in the world. We're number one everywhere, anywhere in the world, and that's all they're talking about is our country. 1 year ago it was a dead country. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Thank you.
As the president,
I guess we caught the tail end of it there.
Yep.
Yes. But you hear the believe that was Marine One in the background. Yeah, he is still at the White House. So the president is set to board Marine One, makes his way to Joint Base Andrews, where he catches Air Force One, and then off to Texas, where he will tour that flood damage and meet with local officials later this morning. So that breaking at the moment. Sorry we didn't get more on the front end of the president, but we have this procession for Officer Corder continuing at the moment. Now northbound on 894 should be at the Zoo interchange rather quickly.
And it's really not affecting traffic for those concerned about that. Yeah, you might be delayed shortly as they get on and off the interstate, that type of thing, or they're using a ramp or whatever, but otherwise traffic is moving in both
They just went
directions.
past Beloit Road, in case you're wondering.
Thank you, Debbie.
Debbie Lazica sticking around as we monitor the traffic impact from this as well. What we have not seen, and again, I think it's because the big event is later, where you'll have squad cars literally from all over the country accompanying his body following the funeral service out to Wisconsin Memorial Park. Haven't seen a ton of people lining this route, which was only recently shared with us. I think late yesterday, they finally finalized the route and let us know for traffic purposes. But really, MPD is encouraging folks who want to pay their respects to come out late this afternoon and evening. You had timing on that. They were saying sometime between 4 and 5.
They thought that there would be a ceremony bringing the casket back out between 4 and 5, and then the procession to the cemetery. But MPD was like, look, it's probably more likely going to be closer to 5 than 4. Obviously, it depends on how long the funeral will take. There's also, don't forget, weather that might be in the area around that time as well. So there could be some delays that would occur, but it'd be closer to 5, they believe, that procession will begin heading north on Barker Road.
As for the funeral service today, and there will be live streams of that if you wish to follow along as well. What we don't see in the lineup of those expected to address mourners today are any members of Officer Corder's family. You might assume that since it's been almost 2 weeks, they have done some things privately as a family before this very public ceremony, because you have to remember, this is a family person, a family man first. They mourn his loss, even though they share him with all of us in the community as a police officer, and they share him with their extended law enforcement community. So it's possible that much of that occurred already, and this is really sort of the public-facing event that accompanies a situation like this.
The names you will recognize giving remarks later on will be the mayor of Milwaukee, Cavalier Johnson, Jeffrey Norman, the police chief, and then also a police captain will speak during that funeral.
Also hear from the Milwaukee Police Chaplain, George Papacristo. We've had him on the show before.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
As you would expect, a warm and kind man who offers counsel to Milwaukee police officers in both times of tragedy and on a random Tuesday. He is there for all of these men and women in blue and has been in that post for quite some time. He is also expected to deliver a message to officers. Number of songs also included, and we'll also hear from Christian Faith Fellowship Church's Bishop Darrell Hines at some point during the service. Service again expected to begin at 2:30 this afternoon. Visitation at 11. One more update on where we are here.
You see
Greenfield.
Greenfield
They're
Avenue.
going past Greenfield Avenue right now.
Okay.
So we'll be in the Zoo interchange shortly, and then westbound on I-94. It is 9:18 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We see you out there, making the most of every moment, one big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like $30 off a 6-gallon Craftsman wet dry vac, 10% off assorted Leviton electrical supplies. Rewards members save 15%. Rust-Oleum 2X spray paint, buy 2, get 1 free. Plus, rewards members get free same-day delivery on pet orders of $49 or more. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
When you've been at it for more than 4 decades, you learn a thing or two that makes you better than the rest. Vince Vitrano here for Hunt's Flooring, and we're working with this local family-run business to do our home project. And now I went into the process figuring we couldn't afford hardwood, but Hunt's is working with my wife and me to make that possible. See, Phil and Tony over there, they know a good deal from suppliers when they see one. And because they've got a huge warehouse right next to the showroom, they can snatch up quality product, whether it be wood, vinyl, carpeting, at great prices. And then they can pass those savings on to you. More than 40 years, family owned and operated. That's the experience you can count on for your project, residential or commercial. Tell them Vinny sent you when you stop out on Highway 100 in Greenfield, or get started right now at huntsflooring.com.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, live on stage in Milwaukee. Experience 9-time Grammy Award-winning icons and one of the best-selling artists of all time, Earth, Wind, and Fire, live in concert. Performing at Miller High Life Theater Saturday, August 9th. Get tickets now at PabstTheaterGroup.com. For more, visit earthwindandfire.com.
This Saturday only from the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. Enjoy 2 prime rib, shrimp scallop, and salmon dinners for just $69.99. Call and reserve your free dinner today. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
9:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News, just updating what's happening in the traffic situation here as Officer Kendall Corder, his body is making his way from the funeral home on the south side of Milwaukee to the church, Elmbrook in Brookfield.
Where are they, Debbie?
Yeah, they're just making their way into the county line right now, 121st Street. I did notice that any cars that may have gotten on those on-ramps along the bypass, et cetera, they're actually pulling over and allowing the motorcade to continue. So they're heading on their way out to Sunny Slope Road and towards Moreland. So
we'll keep an eye on that as it continues to impact traffic, perhaps through the next 10 minutes or so. They should be at Gerke's Corners shortly, and then they'll go southbound on Barker Road there. To the church, where, of course, we have WTMJ's Nazir Spencer watching developments there. After this, there will be a lull in activity because, as I mentioned, the visitation isn't expected to begin until 11 o'clock. So you have folks arriving probably after 10 o'clock today for an opportunity to pay their respects. And then the funeral service not until 2:30 this afternoon. But, yeah, as Debbie suggested, the procession, and, yeah, people have cleared off the freeway there. But it's moving rather quickly as the procession makes its way now westbound on I-94.
So this one has about 10 vehicles in it, not including the motorcycles that are also escorting. The one this afternoon, much, 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 much longer.
A couple of things to talk about as we break away from coverage of that. We will check back in when they get closer to the church here at 9:21. A lot of things going on in the coming weeks. We've got the Milwaukee Harley-Davidson homecoming that runs through the weekend. A little bit worried about the weather for tonight. Yeah. You've got the huge outfit at Veterans Park and nowhere to go.
Right.
And you don't like that to get wet and sloppy either. It's already wet enough.
I didn't even think about that issue.
Think about that on the grounds. Yeah. But there are activities at the Harley-Davidson Museum once again, the facility out on Pilgrim Road there in Menominee Falls, the powertrain facility. Remember one of the anniversaries that I covered, might have been the 100th or whatever. A lot of folks go out there, and I remember riders telling me, I wanted to see where my bike was born because that's where they make the engines, the powertrain operation. I wanted the heart and soul of the bike was made here, even though the whole thing isn't so much anymore. That was important to riders, so there's an opportunity to do that. And that continues today, but then the big concerts are starting late this afternoon and then Saturday early in the afternoon going till Saturday night. Is it Kenny Wayne Shepherd tonight?
No, it's Hank.
Oh, Hank Williams Jr. I just converged those two dudes, right? One of those guys. Right. I don't know. Call somebody.
Yeah.
Hank Williams Jr. tonight, and then Chris Stapleton tomorrow night at Veterans Park.
Hopefully they can get them going.
Also, something I wanted to update you on. Not unrelated to Harley-Davidson, because remember last year we had the Convergence. We had the Harley Homecoming happening at the same time as the Milwaukee Air and Water Show.
And German Fest, too, right?
And auch Deutsche Fest, yeah. This year, obviously, separate weekends, but it's coming up next weekend already. Milwaukee Air and Water Show will be July 19th and 20th on the lakefront. The full lineup is out now, and just got an update here. We already knew the U.S. Navy Blue Angels were confirmed to be the headlining act, and they are set to close out the show both Saturday and Sunday. Typically, that portion of the show is 3 o'clock or thereabouts, right? And they've got an hour-long performance, which is super awesome. I'm really excited about this. U.S. Air Force will have an F-22 Raptor as part of the show. This aircraft does things that when you watch it, you're like, I didn't think a plane should be able to do that.
It defies the laws of physics.
It looks strange. Have you ever seen an animal move in a strange way and you're like, ugh, it looks like it shouldn't be able to do it. It's going sideways. It almost looks like it goes backwards. Like, this thing is an amazing fighter. And that's going to be part of this. You have an opportunity to see that. It will also be part of the Heritage Flight, which is a really popular moment in the show. You'll see this 5th-generation fighter jet, and it flies along at slow speed with some vintage military aircraft from different eras.
Okay.
They usually include the P-51 Mustang, which was one of the reasons that the U.S. had such great air superiority, or gained that anyway, in World War II. And they fly together, and this is a moment, too, where the music is going and all the veterans in the crowd stand and salute. It's just super cool.
Okay.
Really special.
Awesome.
U.S. Air Force C-17, which is one of those massive cargo jets. Speaking of things that you shouldn't see in the air, something that big flying. Okay, I guess the physics work out, but wow. Along at the local Air Force, our Wisconsin Air National Guard will fly one of its KC-135 Strato tankers from the 128th Air Refueling Wing, so that's pretty cool. We've got an F-35, at least one coming from Madison's 115th Fighter Wing as well. So Milwaukee Air and Water Show is going to sneak up on you. Midweek, you'll have fighter jets buzzing around here, trying to get their points, get set, get the lay of the land so they know exactly where they're going, and practicing for the air shows, which happen on Saturday and Sunday. And I do want to mention this. Everything's sponsored today, right? And sometimes we don't bother with that. Well, Summerfest is Summerfest and this and that. We don't have to say the sponsor. I want to say this sponsor, Waterstone Bank, because these things are expensive to put on, and a lot of folks go for free, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they don't happen unless great local sponsors step up and do their part.
You're right.
Title sponsor for this year's event is Waterstone Bank. Tickets for reserve seating as well, another way to support the air show coming back each and every year. Those tickets are still available.
Checking up on our funeral procession. WDTMJ's Debbie Lazga is keeping track of it. Where are we at now, Debbie?
Yeah, they just went past Brookfield Road, so they're coming up on Barker Road here soon. The problem is I don't have any good cameras at Barker, so I can't quite see. But we'll follow the other coverage to see where they're going. I think they're getting off at Barker right now.
That would be the expectation, Barker Road, and then head to Elmbrook Church, which is on Barker. And again, not a super long procession at the moment. It's about 10 vehicles, so it's moving fairly quickly. You could even miss it if you weren't paying attention, depending on where
we
you're
were
at.
told to expect sort of this dress down,
Right, yes.
more of a transference as opposed to the big procession, because everything is going to be queued up for late this afternoon following the funeral service, which we expect to be between 4 and 5 o'clock. Police saying probably closer to 5 o'clock, though, if you wanted to be out
Keep
there
those men and women
to
in your
witness
thoughts.
that.
It's going to be a long day, long, emotional, exhausting day for a lot of folks out there.
All right, it is 9:27 on Wisconsin's Morning News. We've got bottom of the hour headlines from ABC and your local top stories next.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Orthopedic and sports-related conditions and injuries happen year-round, whether you're an avid runner or get hurt working in the yard. Here to tell us more is Dr. Carol Vetter, a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Dr. Vetter, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
What is sports medicine?
Sports medicine is the area of medicine where we take care of conditions and injuries that occur in people being active. So that can be competitive athletes of, high school, college, professional level. That can be recreational athletes. But it can also be in activities people do in their daily lives or at work.
What types of injuries and conditions does your team treat?
We treat the common to the very complex. Most commonly, we take care of things that happen regularly, like rotator cuff tears, meniscus tears, CL tears.
Is this regardless of whether someone's an athlete or not?
Absolutely. So in our relationships, we take care of professional athletes, but, we're able to share that expertise with everyone that comes in our clinic.
How does your team approach treatment of injuries?
We have a group of experts that are specialized in the different areas where you can get injured, whether it's your hip or your knee, your elbow, your ankle, and we provide surgical and non-surgical treatment. Oftentimes these activities, don't need surgery. We have you see our sports performance people or our physical therapist.
And it's not a one-size-fits-all, right?
Exactly. So we really cater and tailor to what that individual needs and have the expertise in that area for that particular injury.
Dr. Carol Vetter, thanks for being with us today. To find a doctor who's right for you, visit freighter.com/sports.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. Go behind the scenes of the Emmy-nominated Giannis documentary. Get the real story of the blockbuster trade for Damian Lillard. Hear the origin of Bucks in 6. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
9:30 on News Radio 620 WTMJ, Wisconsin's Morning News. Breaking news now. Kendall Corder, officer for Milwaukee Police, who was shot and killed now 2 weeks ago. The funeral procession is now making its way to Elmbrook Church with a lead of half a dozen or so squad cars, as well as a full Milwaukee motorcycle escort now pulling into Elmbrook Church.
WTMJ's Nazir Spencer is there. Nazir, good morning. What are you seeing?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, they just pulled into the parking lot, a bunch of squad cars, as you said before, about a dozen of them, and about 6 motorcycles as well. There was a squad car on my side of the street that was blocking off traffic, so no one interfered with the procession. And yeah, they just arrived under that flag that I mentioned before at the entrance, at the Elmbrook Church entrance. And seems to be some more pulling in at the moment with the motorcycles.
You mentioned the flag with the fire truck. So what we have here is a fire truck with its ladder extended, and above that is a large flag blowing in the breeze.
Yes, correct. Yeah, there's one large flag, and then on the right side there are a bunch of flags in the grass. And in front of the church there are also a bunch of flags, and officers also holding flags in front of the entrance to the church.
Nazir, I don't know if you can see it from your vantage point, but there is a gathering of law enforcement officers and officials at the front gateway or front doorway of the church, where we anticipate some type of ceremonial transference to take place. Pretty neat moment, and I don't mean to use that word glibly, but it's neat to see so many, the ceremonial aspect of what is obviously a very somber moment.
Yeah, absolutely. There's about, I would say, 12 on each side, maybe a little bit more, left and right side of the entrance. Like I said, they were holding flags. They're going to raise them. I saw them earlier. I saw them kind of rehearsing on what they're going to do as the casket or what may be go inside of the church as they honor Officer Kendall Corder. But yeah, you're exactly right. There's a big presence in front of that entrance, and it's the environment before it was all right at first, but now it's starting to actually hit a little bit harder as all the officers just now pulled into the parking lot.
Solemn faces and officers ready to salute as we're just about waiting for the casket to be removed from the hearse, and then will make its way into the church. We mentioned the honor guard there standing at attention right now, waiting to sort of line either side of that entrance into the church. So we are sort of painting the picture of that scene that sadly we've become familiar with. We heard from a man earlier whom TMJ4 interviewed. He actually had gone out to what he thought was going to be the procession yesterday, plans to be there today, but that's where they ran into this guy, and he said, I try to go to every one of these, and he goes, feels like every year we're doing this again.
Boy, doesn't it? Yeah. Boy, you are absolutely right about that. Elmbrook Church is no stranger to hosting an event like this. There are dozens of officers, many of them, as you heard Nazir report, holding American flags, some with Milwaukee City flags or Wisconsin flags, as they await to honor the officer as he is taken from the hearse to the church. Right now they want to make sure that they're very diligent as how they go through this process for obvious reasons. And then the actual public visitation doesn't start until 11 a.m., so once inside, of course. But as you can hear, not a peep.
Nothing, right? It is dead silent out there. Door to the hearse now opening. The coffin draped in the American flag. We expect later today officers from around the country to join in the memorial. We have been told that there are many out-of-state officers who will be here. Their agencies having sent a representative, if you will, to be here to mourn with the larger law enforcement community.
The casket is now being taken out of the hearse, or at least it's being prepped to be taken out, as it would appear. What do you say, a handful of officers, 6 officers, all dressed in blue.
These would be the pallbearers.
Yep. Very military-like. Watch them go through the process.
Salutes. And a clear ceremony to everything that they're doing here this morning. Just heard the call for the color guard to put their flags in position. And shuffling step by step, the 6 officers now moving the casket toward the church.
Entranceway of the church, yep. Again, very deliberate as they go step by step and rotating the direction of the casket, draped in the American flag.
Well, you made the point, Eric. Dead silent.
All of the officers looking straight ahead.
You're listening to News Radio 620 WTMJ, our live coverage of the front end of services that will run through the day for Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder, shot and killed now more than 2 weeks ago. His partner, Christopher McRae, did survive that attack. He was released from the hospital some 48 hours after and is recovering from his injuries. Officer Corder's body is now being taken inside the church. The pallbearer is now placing hands on the casket as they put it on one of those carts where they'll now be able to roll that casket inside the church.
Again, very deliberate and done procedurally. All of them putting one hand, their full palm, on the casket.
And we expect not to see more but for outside the church until services begin later today. Milwaukee Police have made arrangements for folks to access a live stream if they would like to watch along with the funeral services today. Additionally, they've made arrangements with local media to be in certain places where we can share these images with you, and Eric and I can sit here and describe what's happening, but also from a distance so that we respect the fact that this is a special and solemn day for so many, not only Officer Corder's family, but obviously the extended law enforcement family as well. So all of that has been coordinated ahead of time with Milwaukee Police. Who can be where, who can stand where the cameras are coming from to bring you these images and the audio this morning. Looks like we are wrapping up with this portion of what is a long day ahead. So we'll break away here, 9:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ashnala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Get eyewear for everything you do at Shopco Optical. Vince Vitrano here, where you can schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam, check out new frame styles, and order your annual supply of contact lenses if that's more your thing, all in one place. That's what I like most about it, the convenience, and of course the expert care that you get as well. Enjoy the time and attention your eyes deserve at Shopco Optical. You get that quality eye care and a personalized vision solution that is tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. Here's how you get started. Call Shopco Optical or even get started. The website is fantastic, easy to navigate. Visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location near you.
John Mercure here for Landworks Wisconsin. Are you looking at your yard and thinking about what could be? Not just new flowers, but a complete vision? A beautiful stone patio that flows into a winding garden path, leading to the perfect spot for a fire pit. Landworks Wisconsin specializes in bringing those big ideas to life. From the initial sketch to the final planting, their expert team manages the entire project, ensuring your new outdoor living space, the patios, the walls, the gardens, all work together in one seamless, stunning design. Start your transformation today at landworkswisconsin.com.
The open road is calling, and the ride begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This July, you could burn rubber on a custom Harley-Davidson in the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. Play with your rewards card all July for entries. Thursday drawings for extra cash and reward play. Fire up your fantasy, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, WDTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
You are the cream to fill my cream box.
I hope they like each other.
Boat race.
The sun and the moon and the earth have become one, and so have we.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, I do want to get you the markets, your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update, because there was overnight tariff news. President Trump committing to raising tariffs on additional goods from Canada. There's a little bit of a negotiation period, but the latest announcement looks like August 1. Maybe that'll happen, maybe it won't, but it sort of rattled things out of the gate here on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 254 points to 44,395. S&P 500 at 6259, down 21. NASDAQ also off 21 to 20,609. So things, it's not like the bottom dropped out or plummeting, but that uncertainty, again, has been part of the ups and downs of the market. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
It has been a busy morning, and one of the stories that we're just now finally getting to is Lee Elia has passed away. Do you know who Lee Elia is?
Are you doing this just for me?
Well, but it's interesting because I think a lot of people probably don't know the name.
Who? I don't know Lee Elia, right?
But they know the story, or at least that one afternoon on the north side of Chicago. Lee Elia, baseball player and manager known for an infamous post-game rant.
It was April 29th, 1983, and the Chicago Cubs were off to a slow start, and manager Lee Elia was hot.
Take more than a 5-13 or 5-14 to destroy the makeup of this club.
That's about as much of what he said over the course of several minutes that we can put on the air. The profane outburst targeted Chicago fans who had booed his players. Years later, Elia called it unfortunate and said he wanted to be remembered for more than that. Elia also managed the Phillies and was a coach for the Seattle Mariners. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Yeah, there's a lot of F-bombs in there.
I appreciate that Elia maybe regrets it because of his legacy, but I thought it was an epic rant. And first of its kind, like coaches melting down now, it's like not even fresh anymore.
Right.
I'm a man, I'm 40. or whatever, whatever
He was
else.
officially frustrated, though, just calling out actual bleacher bums. Just tired of those people in the stands.
What is
at
it?
Wrigley.
85% of the world's working. The other 15% come out here. That's a quote from it, because that's when Wrigley only had day games. Remember, no lights, no whatever.
And you don't say that about your fans.
Right.
It's probably not.
85% of the world's working. The other 15% come out here. And then he says, and he's talking to what at the time, right, a few print reporters and whatever.
Right, a couple
maybe
of radio guys.
Right.
A couple of TV beats.
You rip those guys. You rip them fans like you rip the players. I remember him saying that. And then the F-bombs. They say we got the greatest fans. My effing A.
This guy, I'm a little concerned at how well you know this.
Oh, man,
Ryan.
I loved it. Eat it up with a spoon. It was delicious every moment. Rip these guys.
Well, R.I.P. to Lee Elia.
There was a CSer in there. There was all
Was there
sorts
really?
of yes.
Oh my
There
gosh!
was all of the worst words you can say almost. And
he George Carlin did. Then some.
He really did. And he told him, "You can kiss my, take this whatever,
careful.
kiss it, take it downtown and print it." That was his thing. Print it. I want you to print this. Lee Elia passed away then.
Yeah, 87.
9:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
It's Friday. You know what that means?
Ah.
Got ourselves a pancake breakfast coming up.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
I've got your HVAC guy, Vince Vitrano, for Urban Heating and Cooling. Family-owned business. Ryan and his wife, Ellie, they're based in Franklin. They serve all of southeast Wisconsin. Here's another story for you. So my wife needed an AC service at her business in Oak Creek. And Janelle got her on the schedule. And first thing she asked is this an emergency? And fortunately, it wasn't. But Ryan and Ellie, they will always prioritize your emergency service. So Ryan came out, could have recommended a whole bunch of expensive options, right? What do we know about HVAC? But because this is a business you can trust, he came up with a solution to get a little bit more life out of an older AC unit. Just asked my wife yesterday, how's the thing going? She said, great. Things are running much better. It is cooler there in Oak Creek. Aren't these the kind of people you want to do business with? Everybody needs one. I've got your HVAC guy. It's Urban Heating and Cooling. Tell him Vinny sent you when you call urbanheatingandcooling.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, they clicked on the blue button. We sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. We also let them know about AccuNet's property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval did include that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with the local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. We'll also likely save you $1,000 to $3,000 in closing costs for exactly the same rate as your bank. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
9:48 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Busy week here. A lot of conversations about what should be in the show, what doesn't quite make it, and a lot of leftovers. So we asked Greg Pancake Hill, that's his nickname, Pancake. He produces the program, but we say, hey, whip up a little something with the leftovers in a segment we call the Pancake Breakfast Special.
What about breakfast?
We've already had it.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
Dodgers, oh, you like that one? Dodgers and Lakers owner Mark Walter, Tom Brady, Tiger Woods, and mega director Peter Jackson. This is not a sports story nor a story about movies. These stars are joining forces with a company called Colossal Biosciences who are on a mission to bring back an animal that has been extinct for more than 500 years. To explain this further, our favorite CBS reporter, Deborah Rodriguez, with the report. Now, okay, we're all good for attention getting in news, and that's one way to start a report of just straight screaming. So she did a good job. My ears are perked. Deborah, continue. Apologies.
Peter Jackson, whose King Kong remake featured giant prehistoric terror birds, is teaming with Colossal Biosciences, the same company that used DNA from extinct direwolves to generate new creatures, only Jackson wants to bring back the flightless 12-foot-tall moa bird. They were New Zealand natives, just like the Lord of the Rings director, but disappeared from Earth about 600 years ago. Jackson tells The Hollywood Reporter he's collected hundreds of moa bones that have already been sampled for DNA. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Okay, a few things. A little bit about the moa bird. Native to New Zealand, it was wiped out due to overhunting once humans settled to the island. And New Zealand, not only where, this scene was filmed.
What about second breakfast?
But also the native land of Peter Jackson, as we heard in the report. But did we catch the detail on the specs of the bird?
The flightless 12-foot-tall moa bird.
What? 12 feet tall? I looked it up. 500 pounds this thing topped out at. 12 foot tall, 500-pound bird. So, why?
Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Okay, but New Zealand citizens also asked about the 200-foot tall, the 12-foot, 500-tall mega bird, and they said, so what are we doing? I mentioned earlier that Tom Brady, Tiger Woods, they're supporting this project with the HR-friendly line of citing the company's goal of fighting extinction. Yeah, now I wonder if they knew they were funding the resurrection of a 12-foot bird monster.
Gee, the lack of humility before nature that's being displayed here staggers me.
Gentlemen, your thoughts on the resurrection of the moa bird, or the attempt of?
Well, why did they get hunted? What, do we eat them? Or is it feathers? Or
No, I think it was food. They're 12 feet tall. 500 pounds. That's a lot of meat.
They're easy to get. They don't have any arms.
That's some kind of turkey.
And they can't fly. So, kind of weeded
Are they
that one
fast
out.
like an ostrich, do you think?
I don't think so.
My thought is like every other story like this, whether it's woolly mammoths or a moa bird, if it's at the zoo next week, I'm going to go see it.
It's a good point. So again, the overall concept of this is the conservation of species, right? And this is the one we decided. By the way, the direwolves, they're still going viral. They're like a year old almost. Yep. And they seem fine and they're not ravagous monsters. But there's not 12-foot tall birds that are 500 pounds. So it's all well and good, but what I would just say is, this could be exciting. And at least we don't have too many examples of this going wrong. Oh no, who's that? It's movie trailer big voice guy.
Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park 2. Jurassic Park 3.
Oh yeah.
Jurassic Park 2 Electric Boogaloo. Jurassic World. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Jurassic World Dominion. Jurassic World Rebirth. Jurassic Park, we didn't learn from our mistakes. Jurassic Park Goldblum's Revenge. Jurassic Park Free Admission. Jurassic Park, you must be this tall to ride this ride. A Jurassic Park Fast Pass.
Yeah. So, okay. There you have it. We're going to bring back this bird. Maybe, just maybe, maybe it won't be so bad this time.
I don't believe it. You're meant to come down here and defend me against these characters, and the only one I've got on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer.
Wrap up the first half of the season with the Brewers as they take on the Nationals July 11th through the 13th. Kick the weekend off with the Crew's annual celebration of black culture at the Negro Leagues tribute game on Friday the 11th. Then, your next can't-miss giveaway arrives on Saturday the 12th when the first 25,000 fans will get a 90s throwback jersey presented by CBS 58. Grab your seats at Brewers.com.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad. If you're looking for work to be done, if you're looking for new windows perhaps, or roofing, you know what you need to do? You need to hire a unicorn. That's Tri-County Contracting. You know what I mean by unicorn? Locally owned and locally operated. That doesn't really exist as much as you think anymore. They've been doing it for more than 40 years. And not just the roofs. Told you about the Worry-Free Roof Tune-Up. Also just got some windows installed by Tri-County Contracting and could not be happier with how that process went down. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. Worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My wife recently had a major accident that involved her back. I felt blessed and lucky because Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin is on our side. She's on the way to healing. They've got the best imaging and best doctors, the best systems, and the best way of taking care of you. They've got experts when it comes to things like shoulders, knees, and hips. And it's not always surgery. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin will take care of you from beginning to end. Go to their website, OHOW.com, OHOW.com. Request an appointment. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.
The smallest detail needs to be right, and there's no reason it can't be right.
Ben Arvid from Penny Mustard Furnishings.
He's so passionate about the quality of the furniture. It's important for that furniture to be built perfect. Every little detail matters if you're going to have people and a company and a culture where what we deliver to that customer is absolutely the best thing we can bring to that customer. Everything we do to get to that point that the customer never sees needs to be done to our best ability.
PennyMustard.com.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I hope you'll join me every Saturday at 1 o'clock for Experience Wisconsin. We check in with communities, people, events throughout Wisconsin. We're going to show you some really fun stuff. Romantic getaways, family fun ideas. We've got it covered for you from top to bottom. This week, a great show. The Marcus Center for the Performing Arts has a cool event coming up. Lake Geneva, one of the special parts of our state, will be featured, and also Lake Lawn Resort. It's Experience Wisconsin right here on WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
9:56 on Wisconsin's Morning News, preparing to yield to Point Taken. Steve Scafidi and Christian Bry coming up in a moment. Just updating the story that we've been following through the morning, and will continue into the afternoon. There's sort of a lull in activity now at Elmbrook Church in Brookfield as the officer of the body of Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder is now inside the church. There was a brief procession as he went from the Southside Funeral Home to the church out there in Brookfield, and things are set and ready. Visitation set to begin about an hour from now, and then the funeral at 2:30.
Then following that, a procession to the cemetery. Keep an eye on the weather today, though. It looks like late into the afternoon, storms are expected, storms likely, and some of those could ramp up a bit, so something to pay attention to.
Sure hope not, because there are a lot of people we know who want to line the route with their signs and their flags and pay their respects, because not everybody's going to be at the church today. There is a live stream that will be offered of the services. All the major news organizations are going to post that as well. So it won't be hard for you to find if you want to follow along with the service that begins at 2:30 this afternoon. So our thoughts with everyone who is in town for that as well. We're told there are officers from all over the country that will be there to pay their respects and to participate in the procession after that funeral today. 9:57 and Point Taken up next here on News Radio 620 WTMJ.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. Go behind the scenes of the Emmy-nominated Giannis documentary. Get the real story of the